And a good afternoon, high school football fans. We're coming to you live right here in Sherman, New York with the CSP Wolfpack taking on the Wilson Lakeman in week 1 of the football season for both these teams, respectively. Norm Rodriguez here along with Colin Wood. And Colin, how are you doing as we are in the afternoon hours?
Fantastic, Norm. Season just kicked off last night. We had some great games around the league. Here we are, Saturday football. There's college going on, too. I couldn't be more excited.
Oh, it's going to be great. One of 2 games you and I will be doing together throughout the day today. And we do also got some recaps from last night from our respective games. Last night, myself along with Jeremy Becker producing and Alex Colsey on the camera, we were at McDowell High School in Erie. They were taking on the Bennett Tigers, a game that went to overtime. McDowell survived 34-28.
Yeah, and I was over at Southwestern Field. The Trojans took on the Chiefs from Iroquois, where Trevor Berry, the running back for Iroquois, was an unstoppable workforce last night, yards after contact. Southwestern really had no answer. Final score was 31-14. Score not indicative of how the game went, but nonetheless, it was a non-league matchup. Still a lot of season left to go.
Oh, yes, of course. It's only in the infancy. CSP will look to do even better than they did last year, even though they had a strong season. They got back to the playoffs. However, at Panama, they lost to Franklinville-Ellicottville 6-3. A touchdown pass in the third quarter from Lucas Marsh to Blake Frank from 49 yards proved enough, and it got them to advance to Highmark Stadium. But we have the coin toss right now, so we're going to wait and see who wins and who will do what. Some of the teams that win it, they like to have the ball first.
And contrary to a lot of other teams, me personally, I'd rather defer.
Right.
I would rather put the pressure on the opposing team's offense to start out the game. Then depending on how the first half goes, you know you're getting the ball right out of the gate, really shift the momentum.
Thank you. I'm very curious on what it's going to be.
And these were 2 solid teams last year. Wilson was actually in Class C North. They moved down to D. They went 7-3 overall, 3-2 in league play. Now, they're pretty low on the depth chart. They only have 2 returners on each side. Coach Atlas, he's in his 16th year with the program and head coach overall, so he's been around the block a few times.
Yep, and to cut you off, CSP won the toss, and they want the ball first.
And just like you said.
So CSP wasting no time. They want the ball first, and with them coming up on offense, we do got the starting lineup for both sides. Offensively, on the front line, Grant Lichtis at 1 tackle, Alex Redlecki on the other. The guards, Tate Newman and John Watson, and the man snapping the ball will be Donovan Schnars. And then the backs, Trent Burchanovsky, Austin White, and Gabe Roth. Burchanovsky and Roth, they both played baseball just a few months ago as well. They played a playoff game at Salamanca. Roth pitched a complete game shutout, 8 strikeouts. Burchanovsky hit a home run in that game. Also had 2 RBIs. The wide receivers, Braden Hayes and Bryce Hinsdale. Hinsdale's also the kicker for the team, and he is the brother of former quarterback for CSP, Garrett Hinsdale. And Tate Catanese, only a sophomore, he's a starting quarterback.
And there's a few guys that Coach Harper from CSP talked to me about. They're going to mix in there. Number 10, Carter Brink, wide receiver. Alongside him, the opposite side, another receiver, number 20, Dylan Mitchell. Dylan Michael. And then number 3, Alex Barmore, didn't really have a set position, so they just put him at ATH for athletes. So they're just going to put him wherever they feel best fit.
Utility guy. So Wilson about to kick off. It'll be Ethan Lackner doing the honors of toe to the leather.
And that's a common theme with a lot of these schools and teams here in Class D. They might be short on numbers, but they are certainly not short on hard-nosed kids. This is farm-town football here, and this is, in my opinion, the grittiest and toughest football in some parts of the country.
And we're underway, and here's the kick by Lackner, and it's going to bounce inside the 10. Here comes a return to the 20, and tackled at around the 30-yard line. There's no hash marks on the field, so we're going to give you determinations of the spot of the ball the best that we can. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the CSP Wolfpack. Once again, the starting quarterback, Tate Catanese.
I expect to see a lot of methodical football play and moving down the field for both teams, really trying to wear the defense down. Not going to try to do anything flashy, stick to their bread and butter in the playbook, get the defense tired, and then really put the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, and CSP, they're known to mix it up. They'll run, they'll throw, and they get it done on both ends.
And that's one thing that makes a successful offense. Last night, Southwestern a little too predictable with the play calling.
Yep. And Wilson in a 4-3 defense as man sent in motion. And here's a snap, and it's going to be a designed run and very minimal yardage. One of the guys there on the tackle was Ben Wortcotter for Wilson.
As you saw that man in motion, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of misdirection too, trying to get the defense on their heels, trying to have them guessing where the ball's even going. You know, you have a guy faking a sweep one way, a counter the other direction. It's going to be a tall task to see who's even got the ball for Wilson, then make a stop after that.
Yep, and CSP in their traditional gray jerseys with the white tops and the green numbers, and Wilson kind of looking similar to the Fredonia Hillbillies a little bit, the orange, black, and white. And here's a snap. It's going to be a pitch play, and it's going to go over and knocked out of bounds. The run was by Burchanovsky. It's going to be third down for the Wolfpack. I'm sure Wilson's D is hungry for a 3 and out to start it off.
Great way to start off defensively. Burchanovsky, actually, Coach Harper mentioned to me, this season he has the chance to break the career rushing touchdown record for Clymer Sherman Panama. Last year, 108 carries, 625 yards on the ground, and 13 touchdowns.
Wow. So it's going to be trips over to the left as the receiver set in motion. It was Hinsdale. It's going to be a quarterback here by Catanese, and he gets it past the 45 to about midfield. It was a 3rd down and 6. He got more than enough for the first down.
And that's a great play right there. Spread out the defense. Catanese read his blocks, able to pick up the first down, keep the chains moving.
And quickly starting up another play, wasting no time.
As they go back into this tight formation, expect something to the outside, try to get the edge.
Yeah, the way they're formed, it looks like it's the wing tee. They run all sorts of stuff, keep the defense guessing. And first pass attempt of the game for Catanese. They'll sling one over, and it's incomplete. That one was intended for Lissandro, but couldn't quite get a grip on it. Hit off his fingertips.
Not a bad play design there. I like that. Fake the handoff. That's where I thought the ball was going. A little windy today, so throwing the ball deep is going to be a tough test, but I assume both of these teams know how to work the ball on the ground, so it's going to be a fast-moving game.
Yes, CSP in an I formation with a stack on the left side of receivers. It's going to be a pitch. Goes over to Burchanovsky. Gets to the 40. Gets to the 35 and tackled down around the 30-yard line. It was Lackner on the stop, and it was also assisted by Connor Peck.
Yeah, and we saw some great blocking there. The guard, Tate Newman, pulling around the edge, also led by the running back, Austin White. Really setting the edge for his guys, and this type of offense isn't successful if you don't have a solid group of guys up front who can get you in space and create a gap for you to make a move.
And here comes a screen pass over to Hinsdale. Gets to the 25 to the 20, knocked out of bounds once again. And that was, well, Wortcotter with the stop. And that's a pass CSP likes to do with Hinsdale. Those wide receiver screens or those swing passes in the flats to him. Use the speed and try to burn the defense.
And I like those play calls on the first drive, you know. Opening drive, try to get some what we like to call confidence boosters for your quarterback. Some simple throws, get your guys out in space. That registers in your head, okay, I got some completions under my belt. Let's try and air it out a little bit.
Hinsdale set in motion. Catanese on a quarterback draw. He gets to the 10. He gets to the 5, and he's down at around the 1-yard line. So knock it on the door. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Wolfpack.
And I think that decision to receive the opening kickoff is certainly going to pay out for the Wolfpack here, as they're a yard away from getting 6 on the board.
So 1st down and goal to go. Looks like it's going to be at around the 2. CSP in a single back set, 2 wides. Hinsdale set in motion. And it's going to be a pitch. And following the blocking, and it looked like he got it, and he got it. He's got it. Touchdown for the CSP Wolfpack. That's Burchanovsky. 6-0 in favor of CSP, wasting no time wanting the ball, and they get 6.
Yeah, only a few minutes coming off the clock there. That's 1 touchdown closer to the record for Burchanovsky, and we got to give a credit to those 5 guys up front, the tight ends too. They did an excellent job moving around the defensive chess pieces for Wilson, and so far in that opening drive, Wolfpack looking pretty unstoppable and a force to be reckoned with for the rest of this game.
And now here's Hinsdale, the southpaw kicker, It's on the way. That's a beauty. That was way over the goal post. The kick is good, making it 7-0 in favor of the Wolfpack. And Wilson about to receive the kickoff and get their first offensive possession of the game.
Yeah, I think that kick would have been good from about 35, give or take.
Yeah. And the goalposts here are very wide. They're almost like, well, they're not like the Arena League where they're thin, but these are like very wide goalposts.
Oh, the Arena League goalposts, I was never a fan of that. And to anyone who can make a field goal or an extra point in that certainly deserves some credit because that takes accuracy like no other.
I'm curious, though, on how Wilson's going to respond. They've always have been a decent team from what I remember personally, whether playing or broadcasting. I do know you got some information regarding their last season statistical-wise record and so on and so forth.
So, yeah, last year Wilson was actually at C North. They finished 7-3, 3-2 in league. They had defended their home field excellent, went 5-1. They struggled a little bit on the road, went 2-2, but they also – Wilson was one of those teams now, especially in Class D. A lot of these teams in Class D are towards the bottom part of Western New York, where as opposed to Wilson, who is right on the southern part of Lake Ontario, basically 10 or 15 miles away from Canada. So they got long journeys whenever they play away from their home field.
Yeah, I remember playing a playoff game when I was with Brockton Westfield against Wilson. It was about a 2-hour drive.
That's if there's no traffic.
Right. So it's going to be Hinsdale kicking it off for the Wolfpack. Wilson's got 2 men deep for the return. They're standing at around the 15-yard line.
And the starting quarterback for Wilson, number 12, Connor Ernest, this will be his first varsity game. Last year played on the JV team.
But here comes the return, and it is by number 34 for Wilson. That is Maher, and he gets knocked out of bounds past the 35. It's around the 37-yard line, so decent field position to start off for the Lakemen, and first down and 10 for them with 9:36 left in the first quarter, and CSP up 7-0.
You know, Norm, that's one of the things I love about these teams, too, is their mascots. Normally you see so many teams
right?
with stereotypical names, the Tigers, the Lions. We got the Wolfpack and the Lakemen. I love it.
Different names. Yeah, the other game we'll be doing later, Salamanca Warriors, Randolph Cardinals. 2 other different kinds of names because, again, like you said, those other ones that are common.
It's going to be a great game tonight, too. Doubleheader here.
So Wilson, they're going in a shotgun formation. They're going to be trips to the left and 1 receiver to the right and 1 running back. That back is Mahar, who just had that kickoff return for the Lakemen.
And as we mentioned, not a lot of depth for Wilson. Majority of their guys are going to be playing both sides of the ball. We'll see if they can maintain the energy they come out here with and carry that over even into the second half.
Ironman football. Ernest takes a snap, and he's going to throw it away. It's going to be a wide receiver screen. It was complete over to Dable, and he looks like he got lucky, got back to the line of scrimmage. It was a screen pass to him, but CSP was not fooled.
Yeah, not much doing there. I like the play call, spread it out a little bit. Not what I'm expecting for a team that is, depleted in terms of depth, but they gotta find a way to answer here. Maybe mix it up just like CSP did. They did a great job their first opening drive. Little run and pass mix.
So it was a 1-yard gain on the completion, so second down and 9. This time, Ernest will be under center. And it's going to be a give to Mahar. He's trying to find room, but he gets stopped behind the line. That's going to be a big loss of yardage there for the Lakemen. And the guy on the tackle, from what I saw, it looked like it may have been Burchanovsky.
And it was Burchanovsky. He shot through that gap. That's another tackle for a loss in the backfield. Sets up 3rd and long for Wilson here, about 15 to go.
Yeah, that was about a 6-yard loss on the run.
And that's not how you want to try and answer when the other team strikes first, getting yourself behind the chains here.
Wilson going 3 wides, 2 to the left and 1 to the right. Mahar the single back. And Ernest will fake the handoff. He'll stay in the pocket. Going downfield, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Drew Dable. It was incomplete, so it's going to be 4th down. And hats off to CSP's defense. They forced a 3-and-out on their first defensive series.
Yeah, that was a great stop. And I got to say, that throw by Connor Ernest, he could not have put that on the money any more than he did. Gave his receiver a chance. Probably would have gone for a first down, too, if he comes up with that. Nonetheless, it's 4th and long. Wilson's going to punt. CSP is going to get the ball back with that rolling offense they have.
Yeah, and the deep man back for CSP, it's going to be Austin White. So 3 plays, -5 yards. High snap, but it gets fielded cleanly. And this one's a high floater, and it's going to bounce right to White. White trying to swing it, but he's going to get stopped right away. And the guy punting who's also kicking off for Wilson, it's Ethan Lackner. And that was a decent punt.
But I got to say, though, that was a very dangerous punt formation. They had 4 gunners, 3 on one side, 1 on the other. Didn't have a lot of guys there for max protection to get the kick away, and that one was almost tipped.
Yeah, and before our next series, we do also got the officials for this game. The referee is Vince Joy, the umpire Keith Fish, the linesman Corey Miller, Carl Germain, the line judge, and the back judge, that is Reggie Taylor. So those are the officials for this game between CSP and Wilson. But it looks like there's a break in the action. We'll take a quick break ourselves. Stick around for more action between CSP and Wilson right here on WNY Athletics.
Welcome back, listeners. We got a 7-0 ball game here. 8:05 remaining in the first quarter. CSP retains possession again after they received the punt, forcing a 3-and-out on defense. So far, can't ask for a better start if you're Coach Ty Harper and the Wolfpack, setting the tone on both sides of the ball. They're going to set up shop around their own 40-yard line.
So great field position started off as Catanese again on a quarterback draw. Then he's got a big gap, crosses midfield, and that's going to be more than enough for the first down, as the man to stop him on that run was Carter Pitlick. So again, CSP wasting no time. They're in a bit of a semi-hurry-up offense.
That's a great way to keep the defense on their heels. Don't have much time to get a play call from the other side. Hurrying up on offense is one thing, but trying to run a hurry-up defense, that takes a lot of time, preparation, and chemistry with your guys.
And Catanese is going to throw. It's going to be a screen pass once again, caught by Hinsdale, and able to bounce away from one tackle, and he'll get to about the 41-yard line. So good patience there by Hinsdale, able to bounce away from the defender like a pinball and get about 5-6 yards, I would say.
And that's not what you want to see if you're Wilson on defense. You had the play read perfectly. Should have been dropped for a loss or two. These corners and the defensive backs and the secondary for Wilson, they're going to have a tough task ahead of them today, trying to stop these guys out in space.
Yeah, and they're again in the 4-3 as a man sent in motion for the Wolfpack. And it's going to be a pitch over to Burchanovsky again. And finding some space, 35-30. He's down the sideline to the 20. He could get in the end zone, and he will. Touchdown, CSP. Second touchdown in the quarter for Burchanovsky. And how about a 13-0 lead for CSP? And we're not even halfway through the first quarter.
No, right now the Wolfpack really breaking the doors off this one. We still got a lot of ball game left. I don't want to get too antsy. Wilson's going to need a serious response, though, coming up here.
That was a solid 40-yard touchdown run there by Burchanovsky, so 2 more touchdowns closer to the school record. Were you given a number of what that was by chance?
I was not. It just said
I see.
Plenty of what are some stories for your team, and that was one of the main ones he said was Burchanovsky has a chance to break the record, and so far getting closer and giving himself a better position to do so.
Yeah, that was a bit of a low snap, but a good job by Catanese to get a clean hold of it. And Hinsdale, again, kicks it high in the sky, which was good that time, making it 14-0. 6:49 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, right now Wilson's got to gather themselves. That was a great little pitch to the outside. Plenty of room for Burchanovsky to run. And I'm waiting for them to mix it up out of that formation. So far, every time they've come in tight like that out of that wing tee, it ends up being a pitch. And right now, no need for them to try and throw a pop pass or anything. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And
exactly.
Right now, CSP is going to take whatever the defense gives them, and if they give them a gashing hole to bounce it outside for 6, I think they'll take that all day.
And I'm sure they will as well. They're already up 14-0, 6:49 left in the first quarter, and they're set to kick off again. Wilson's got to come up with a response, though, because already it's a 2-possession lead, and the way CSP's offense runs, it's like a cash register. It goes so much on the overdrive, it could break the scoreboard, not literally. So Wilson's got to come up with a response. The 2 deep men back on the return are Ethan Lackner, and number 34, Jack Mahar.
Well, yeah, as we mentioned, Coach Atlas in his 16th year now with the Wilson Lake men. I'm sure he'll be able to corral his guys to try and make a run here, get on a positive note in the first quarter. Certainly not starting the ball game off the way they want to. Maybe a big play on special teams would help out.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. This is a knuckleballer, and smart thinking there by Lackner to let that go out of bounds, so that could be the start right there. The kick out of bounds, they're going to get it at the 40-yard line. Good starting field position. Let's see if the Lakemen can take advantage of that.
Yeah, that was a smart play. I'm not sure if that was intentional or if that one just kind of went off the side of his foot. I saw a couple kicks like that last night. An onside kick that was almost successful for Southwestern.
Wow.
One of the returners ended up fumbling it, and then it ended up falling out of bounds. Iroquois retained possession, but
okay, so I beg your pardon. It'll be at the 35-yard line, so 1st and 10 for Wilson. It's still great field position to start it off, though. And Ernest is going to be under center for this one. He's got 2 wides, 1 on each side. Mahar, the single back. CSP also in a 4-3 with an edge rusher. Here's a snap. It's a give to Mahar, and they read it perfectly. Oh, like an open book. The first guy to get there for CSP, it looked like it was number 34, and it was. And for CSP, number 34 is Travis Owens.
Yeah, Travis Owens made a great stop there. These guys, the front 5 for Wilson right now, kind of getting pushed around, not able to set the tone, and the Wolfpack, the linebackers and the D-line, they're shooting through those gaps, and so far I'm not sure if they've had at least a couple negative plays, and when they set themselves up behind the sticks.
Yep. Oh, bad snap, it's loose. Looks like Wilson may have gotten onto it, though. And they did. It's going to be 3rd down, and so far, 5 plays, and their yards are in the minus. So 3rd and 12 so far, minus 7 yards of total offense for the Lakemen.
Yeah, and right now, I wouldn't try to get too fancy. A lot of people would say, hey, try and run a trick play. Right now, Wilson, it's all about execution. Right now, they are not executing. They need to go through the playbook. What's something that we've been running since spring practice and day 1, something we all know like the back of our hand, just to get some positive yardage.
Well, there is also a fullback right beside Ernest. Here's a snap, and he'll throw. He's going to throw one on the flats. It's incomplete. It was intended for a Pitlick, and 2 offensive series, 2 3-and-outs. And before the punt, we do also got the starting defense for CSP. The front 4 is going to be Barmore, Sapola, Newman, and Watson. The D ends and D tackles, the linebackers, Drake DiDomenico, Gabe Roth, and Lucas Lissandro, along with Trent Burchanowski. The D-backs, Austin White at safety, and the 2 corners are Hinsdale and Dylan Michael.
So here's a little history lesson, too. The Clymer Sherman Panama all merged as one back in 2015. That won back-to-back state championship titles.
Oh, punt nearly got blocked.
In 2018 and 2019. They beat Section 7 Mariah both times to win the state title. So this team certainly no stranger to success.
Yeah, and one of them, they had a 13-0 season. They went undefeated the whole year.
Yeah, they lost 1 game in a span of 2 years. I think it was like 24, 25-1.
So it's going to be 1st down and 10 again for CSP. And they'll look for a 20-point first quarter. And the way the offense has been getting down the field so quick, I do believe it might happen.
And both of those jewelry seasons were under Coach Ty Harper, who's now in his 8th year with the program.
Yeah, he was also a finalist for a Coach of the Year award in the state of New York a few years back as well.
Rightfully deserved.
So it's going to be a trip stack on the left side and one receiver on the right. And Catanese is going to pitch it over. And breaking away from one is number 30. That was Austin White, but looked like he may have lost a yard. But he was able to avoid a possible 4 or 5 yard loss.
And that was great pursuit there by the defensive end for Wilson there, really setting the edge, forcing it back in, not allowing it to get outside. What has happened on some of the big plays for Clymer and Panama so far, the D-line and specifically the D-ends, no shade to the defensive tackles, but they're going to have to set that edge, force Burchanowski inside where he can be met by a swarm of defenders.
So Catanese in the shotgun, and he'll look to throw, and he's in the pocket. He's going to throw one over. It's caught by Hinsdale. Gets tackled at around the 45-yard line. So third catch already for Hinsdale.
That was a very unconventional 5-yard play. That was a long throw across the field. Not so much a dangerous throw, but set up third and manageable.
So it's going to be a 3-wide set, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, and looks like White's the single back. Catanese in the shotgun again, sending Roth in motion. Takes a snap, and Catanese will look to throw. Here comes a blitz. He gets it off. It's caught by White. Gets through a couple of defenders. He's got the first down, and he gets it to Wilson's 45-yard line. A great job by Catanese to read the blitz and just dump it off to his running back.
Yeah, great job by Catanese. Dump it off to White as the official.
Well, there is a flag on the play, too.
As the official was there in on the tackle, too, trying to get out of the way.
Yeah, that's one of the trickiest things being an official is trying to stay out of the way.
Especially the one sitting right with the linebackers. You're always in the midst of the crossing routes and everything going on.
It's going to be a face mask on Wilson. I didn't mean to cut you off there, Colin, but there was a flag that was thrown as we were having that discussion. So the yardage will count plus the yardage from the face mask. So they're going to be deep in Lakeman territory.
Yeah, tack on another 15 to that. That was great poise by Catanese, staying strong in the pocket, knew the pressure was coming, still able to dump it off for a short pass, but a big gain.
Under center this time, fake handoff, play action fake, looking Catanese, gets away from the rush, looking, he gets it away, but it's going to go out of bounds. Tried finding Hinsdale, but better to throw it away out of bounds than take the sack.
And smart play there just to avoid the sack, like you said. Wilson starting to bring a little bit of pressure. That was Carter Pitlick there, who was inches away from making the sack. Catanese able to tiptoe his way out of that, avoid the loss.
So second down and 10 at the 30-yard line for CSP. So far, they've been very effective mixing up the play calls. He's under center this time. Hinsdale sent in motion. And it's going to be a pitch, and it goes over to Burchanowski, able to get about 2-3 yards on the run. It's going to be third down for the Wolfpack, and this would definitely be 4-down territory if they choose to go for it. I have seen Hinsdale make a 34-yarder. I've never seen him warm up for kicks from 40-plus.
Well, yeah, this is kind of that no man's land range, and this is something we like to call this third down. This is you still have that insurance down in fourth down. So right here, you don't necessarily have to pick it up and move the sticks, but if you can set up 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, put yourself in a way better position to eventually get the first down.
And he's going to keep it. He's got a big gap. He's at the 20, 15 to the 10, to the 5, and he's in for a touchdown, but there's a flag on the play.
And I think this one might be coming back. That flag thrown in the backfield.
That's usually the vicinity of holding.
Yep, this one's coming back.
Great effort by Catanese, but it looks like it's going to be all for nothing. And with penalties in high school football, when it comes to penalties like holding, it's at the spot of the foul plus the yardage. So there's times it could be 14, 15 yards. I've seen holding penalties where it was a 22-yarder, 20-yarder.
Which I don't enjoy the spot of the foul rules, especially in I'm pretty sure it's the NFL where it's like pass interference, spot of the foul, and a 15-yard penalty turns into a 60-yard gain, and I don't think that's fair for a team to get such a chunk of yardage on one penalty. I don't think that's deserving.
Yep, the only penalties in New York high school football that are for automatic first downs are the running into the kicker, the holder, the punter, and roughing the passer. So it's going to be a third down and 12. So Catanese will look to throw. He stays in the pocket. He's throwing it on the center of the field. It's caught looked like it was by White. He crossed the 20. Ball's loose. That's clearly out. Fumble, and Wilson got it. The fumble got recovered by Connor Peck. A great tackle there on the defensive end for Wilson, and that was a first down and then some, and it proved to be a costly one. It was Roth that made the catch, was able to get extra yards, but just had the ball punched out of him at the wrong time.
Connor Peck making a huge play there. CSP is driving, looking to make this a 3-score game in the first quarter. Now Wilson's got a little life. How do we cash in on that turnover and turn it into points?
This is momentum. They got to take advantage of it. This is the first break they've had so far, even though it's only the first quarter. 3:02 left in the first, and it is 14-0 in favor of CSP. First down and 10 for Wilson, and they're at their 15-yard line. They're going 4 wides and 1 slot receiver. 2 receivers on each side as Mahar gets sent in motion. Now it's an empty backfield, trips to the right. And we got a flag.
I think that's going to be delay a game.
That's what I'm thinking.
So back it up another 15. Once again, Wilson behind the sticks. Norm, I don't know if you knew this, but so Wilson's center and right guard, the center, number 59, William Wertketter, he's 6'2", 280. And the right guard, Hamza Merrick, he's 5'6", but he's 285.
Wow.
Now that's some big beef up front. And Wilson, I would be looking to run to that side right in that A-gap, see if you can get those guys to push around the CSP defensive line.
Well, they're going to an empty backfield again, low snap, but able to get recovered. The pass is incomplete. Mahar juggled it, couldn't get a clean hold. It was another screen pass attempted by Connor Ernest, and with it being 2nd and 15, I understand wanting to get those little bits of yards at a time, but this may be one where you want to throw it 10, 15 yards down the field.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays where the receiver's he's looking down the field before he actually corrals in the ball and got ahead of him, slipped through his hands. That's one thing you do as a receiver. You look in the catch, and then you turn upfield afterwards.
So 2nd down 15 at their own 10-yard line is the Lakemen. So far for both defenses, we have seen the 4-3. Looks like they're going to be showing a blitz. And it's going to be a give once again, and very minimal yardage. The handoff was to Evan Wolf.
Yeah, so far with CSP's defense, they really have no need to send anyone back in deep coverage. Wilson hasn't thrown a ball past 5 yards, besides that one that was on the dot for incomplete. But right now, it's 3rd and 15 as defense, keep everything in front of you.
So CSP, they're looking to rebound from that fumble. They're 1 down away from forcing a 3-and-out.
That'll be their 3rd consecutive 3-and-out of the first quarter.
Yes, it would be. And so far, including the penalty, minus 11 yards of offense in the first quarter for Wilson. But the good thing is, it would only be 1 quarter rolled. We got 3 more to go still. And we got a timeout. Timeout called by Wilson. We'll take a quick break ourselves. A little more than 2 minutes left in the first.
Welcome back, everyone. 2:07 left in the first quarter. Wilson with 3rd in California once again, setting themselves up in where they limit themselves in the playbook. Really, it's when you can actually move the ball, get some positive yardage on 1st and 2nd down, set up 3rd and short. You really have your whole arsenal to work with. But now, 3rd and 14, they know a pass is coming. They can play some guys underneath, have 1 or 2 guys back deep.
Honestly, it looks like it'll be a handoff to Mahar or a play-action fake. And, bumping into each other. It's a busted play, and it's going to be an easy sack for CSP. So there's not going to be no Johnny Football escaping the play and getting a wild pass off. It's going to be another 3-and-out for Wilson. So hats off again to CSP's defense. They don't let the fumble bother them. They force a 3 and out.
Yeah, and Wilson's going to be kicking from about their own, looks like their 8-yard line, 7 or 8 yard line. Got to make sure. I would assume Wolfpack going to bring some pressure here, try and block this for either recovered touchdown or safety.
Yeah, the sack was for a 4-yard loss, so it's going to be 4th down and 18. And it's Lackner set the punt, and White is the deep man back.
Once again, 4 gunners, this time 2 on each side. They only have 1 guy back to protect.
Well, here comes the punt. And almost got blocked, but he's able to get a decent punt off. And I thought White called a fair catch, and looks like there's not going to be a fake attempt here. And even so, CSP is going to have excellent field position. We've got a $1:17 left in the first, 14-0 Wolfpack.
And lucky that wasn't a flag, too. Typically, that's an illegal fair catch where
yes,
they signal and then run afterwards. Luckily, he stopped after he caught that. Right now, though, CSP booming in business in Wilson, in the Lakemen territory from about the 40-yard line. Another short field.
Yeah, they got it at their 40, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 for them. Again, 1:17 left in the first, and CSP breaking the huddle. And Wilson, they need to come up with something. They can't afford to fall 3 touchdowns behind in the first half. Shotgun formation, 4 wideouts, 2 on each side, and Roth set in motion. That'll set up a trips on the right. Taking the snap, it's going to be another draw, and read perfectly. That was Mahar with the tackle, and he was not fooled that time.
Yeah, and with the way that Wilson's offense has been working backwards in the negative direction so far in this first quarter, I think it's going to take – we've seen 1 fumble recovery. I think it's going to take some really big plays for their defense to step up. Credit, I mean, this is a solid Wolfpack offense, but you got to start telling your guys to try and strip that ball, read your coverage as well, stay on top of your man, maybe get an interception.
So 2nd down and 9, just a 1-yard gain, and Kenny's looking to throw. Here comes the rush, and they get a sack. And it was by number 23, that was Carter Pitlick with the sack, and that's the first time they finally got to him behind the line of scrimmage for one, as we've got less than 30 seconds left in the first.
And it looks like CSP might just be taking this to the end of the quarter here, not in any rush.
Yeah, it would be a 3rd down and 14. The sack was a 4-yard loss.
Well, that was a huge momentum shift there for Pitlick to come up with that sack. Get CSP behind the chains for once, flip the script.
So it looks like they are going to let the clock run, and CSP with a 3rd down, but they are ahead 14-0. Stick around for the second quarter of this matchup between CSP and Wilson right here on WNY Athletics.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
And as the Eye of the Tiger song concludes, we get ready here for the start of the second quarter. Got to rise up to the challenge of your rival.
Well, I do got a couple of score updates, Colin. Lackawanna's taking on Louisville, and Lackawanna's up by 2 points right now, 12-10 in that game. And North Tonawanda taking on West Seneca West. That game just started, so obviously no score as of yet. But right now it's going to be 3rd down and 14 for the Wolfpack as Catanese is in the shotgun formation, and he'll look to throw. It's going to be a screen again to Hinsdale. Hinsdale to the 40, breaks a tackle to the 35, gets to the 30. It looks like he may have gotten enough for the first. It'll depend on the spot, but a good job.
That looks like a very generous spot here. Our seat's kind of hard to tell. We're about the 25-yard line. The ball right now on the other side of the field.
Yeah, what's funny is we're on a cart on the back of a truck. The most unique way I've called a game in my career.
And, yep, that's another first down.
So a nice job by Hinsdale staying patient, waiting for the space, and he's got the speed. That's why he gets a lot of those dink and doinks on the screen passes and in the flats. I formation, handoff to Burchanovsky, and it's read right away. And getting stopped behind the line of scrimmage. The first guy to get there was Hamza Merrick. He blew open the gap and licked Burchanovsky, and then Wortcotter came in to finish the job.
That was a great job by Wortcotter shooting the gap there, but let's go back to that tunnel screen for a second. That play has worked just about every time for the Wolfpack. Wilson's certainly going to have to adjust that. They know it's coming back inside. Those outside linebackers got to be ready for that when he tries to work that up the field.
So second down and 11. Shotgun again, and Catanese will look to throw. He's going to throw this one over in the flats. It's caught by Hinsdale. Hinsdale inside the 15. Got escorted out of bounds at around the 12. It's more than enough for a first down, so they're threatening to get 20 points on the board and make this a 3-possession ball game.
Yeah, right now Wilson in need of a huge goal line stand. Even if you give up 3 points here, that's a win for your defense, for an offense that has been certainly unstoppable, to say the least, so far throughout this game.
Kennedy's under center. Hinsdale in motion.
Look for that.
Oh, it's a fake, play-action fake looking. He's going to go for the end zone. It's caught and mishandled, and around the goal line. It's picked up by Wilson and down the sideline. And it's Mahar. Gets away from one defender, gets to the 45, and knocked down and around the 43. There is a flag on the play, so we'll have to see what that is.
I think that's going to be...
It may be on the return.
Maybe a personal foul, unnecessary roughness, or just an illegal blindside block by number 52, Tate Newman.
Yeah, again, that was Jack Mahar on the recovery. And from what I saw, it looked like the pass was complete to Roth. Got to near the goal line, juggled it, went down on the ground before he broke the plane, and Mahar picked it off and ran like a bat out of hell to the sidelines.
And you could not have had a better case of right place, right time there. If this, I would assume this is going to remain an interception.
Yeah, it was a fumble.
Fumble in the end zone.
Oh, they're going to call it a fumble in the end zone, actually, not an interception. Picked it up off the ground.
Yes, I believe it's going to be on the return. It's going to be an illegal block. Yep, this will remain Wilson's ball. It was during the return of the fumble. So this will remain Lakeman ball. It'll be a first down. But, again, a huge defensive stop by Wilson. But this time they need to get points on the board on this.
Yeah, right now the Wilson defense doing everything they can to keep their team in the game. That's the second turnover they've forced. Right now the offense have not been able to cash in at these sweet opportunities that their defense has provided them with. Going to have to turn that around as what seemed to be, it was going to be Wilson ball inside and right around the Wolfpack 40-yard line. They're going to be backed up well in their territory due to the penalty that occurred, I would imagine, right as the return started to happen, because we're looking.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be inside the 10, maybe the 5. Even so, though, it's still a big break for Wilson.
Another long field and a long road ahead.
And it looks like that penalty was just at the wrong spot, because that just, it did make that big return go up in smoke, and they're from our view, because it's a bit angled and we're at a further distance, it looks like it's going to be inside the 5.
That certainly is a backbreaker.
So it is right at the 5 on the spot. So exactly at it. So let's see if Wilson can do something with it. Even a 95-yard touchdown drive would be a big morale boost for Wilson.
I think right now for their offense, obviously they're concerned about scoring, but even if they can move the ball, get a first few downs here, if they don't come up with points here, at least flip the field back once again.
And it's going to be a handoff, looks like to Mahar, but he's going to get stuffed like a ship in a bottle. He got nothing.
Right now, nothing doing. The guys in the box for the Wolfpack not letting anyone go anywhere past the first and second levels.
So no gain on the play, 2nd down and 10. A little more than 10 minutes left in the half. Score still 14-0 in favor of CSP.
We got to credit this Wolfpack defense, too, for certainly applying the pressure. There's been some miscues on offense for the Lakemen, but the guys in the box for the Wolfpack and even the guys out on the edge really limiting the opportunities that Wilson has if they even complete a pass or get a run past the line of scrimmage.
Ernest is in the shotgun formation, and he's going to look to throw. Play action fake. He's going to throw it downfield. It's incomplete. It looked like that Georgial had it for a moment. We got a late flag. It's going to be a personal foul. Just from what I saw in the back end of the end zone, this is going to – looks like it's going to be 2 flags on the play, and it looks like it'll be offsetting penalties.
Yeah, we got laundry flying everywhere. Certainly tensions are starting to build. Game's gone on for a little bit. Wilson is certainly frustrated. And CSP is going to respond to that right back with aggressiveness. That's the second time, though, that Ernest has hit a man in stride right on the numbers.
And it was a good throw.
Unable to come up with it.
Yeah, it was a beautifully thrown ball, and Georgial had to get down on his knees a little bit, but it was in catchable range.
Still waiting on the penalties here.
I think there's going to be 1 on each team and offset. And I did see somebody throw a hat in the air. When that happens, that means the referee ran out of flags.
Wonder if this is going to be unsportsmanlike conducts.
Okay, we got it. Let's see. Personal foul, that's going to be against Wilson. Late hit against CSP and a personal foul on Wilson, so the penalties are going to offset, and 2nd down will be done over. And from what I'm seeing, looks like the down's going to count, so it will be 3rd down and 9.
Once again, Wilson in a 3rd and long situation. Haven't been able to have success in these situations so far. Right now, just focusing on execution of their play calling.
Ernest in the shotgun formation again. Here's a snap. Fakes the handoff to Mahar. Looking, staying in the pocket. He's going long downfield for Georgial, and it's incomplete. The wind may have blown that one a little bit, and also on the coverage was Braden Hayes. So, again, CSP, another 3 and out every time they've been on defense so far.
Hayes there with solid coverage. If Georgial stays running up vertically with those numbers, and if Ernest is able to put that ball on him, he hits him in stride. That one's probably going for 6.
That would have been a 94-yard touchdown.
Luckily, Hayes was kind of just right place, right time there in the secondary. Making a play, kind of getting in an awkward position so Georgial couldn't come up with that catch. And once again, we have 4th down for the Lakemen.
Lackner set the punt, and the wind may have gotten that one a little bit. It's a knuckleballer. It'll roll to the 35. It will get past the 40, and it's going to be down by Connor Peck. So a 35-yard punt there by Lackner. No return. It's going to be 1st and 10 for CSP at Wilson's 41.
In terms of net yardage, that punt was about 20 yards. Took a Wilson bounce to roll an additional 10.
So great starting field position here for CSP, but a bit of unfortunate circumstances. Their last 2 drives, fumble on back-to-back, but there's a timeout called. But we're going to stay right here. Again, score still 14-0 in favor of CSP. 9:20 left in the first half. And Colin, I'm sure you'd agree with me. Even in spite of the deficit, Wilson's shown that they're capable of staying in the game, but offensively, they're just sputtering. But the last couple series for the defense, they've gotten it done.
No, and the score right now is, you would think with the way that the offense has been rolling for CSP, you would think it would be right around 28-0.
Yeah, that's what it probably would be had it not have been for those 2 fumbles.
The Wilson defense has bended so far on long drives, but they were able to stay strong, hold their ground in red zone situations, come up with turnovers to even give their offense a fighting chance. But right now, those guys, and once again, we can't even say those guys are doing this for their offense. A lot of these guys are playing 2 ways. So they're giving all they can on defense just to stop the Wolfpack on offense. But then you only have so much left in the tank after playing. It's only been a quarter, and I'm not sure how much these guys are going to have left in the tank for the rest of the game. Certainly going to need some Red Bulls.
Hey, Red Bulls are all right on occasion. But again, it'll be 1st and 10 for CSP. And with that punt, they are in Wilson territory. They're at the 41-yard line. Yeah, without those 2 fumbles, this game would be a lot different. 14-0's not insurmountable by any means. It's going to be 3 trips to the right, 1 receiver left. It's going to be another draw. And finding some room is Catanese. He'll get it to about the 34-yard line, so about a 7-yard gain. So it was Lackner with the tackle. Give credit to him because he's kind of playing 3 ways a little bit, playing a little offense, kicking and punting, and also seeing some time at linebacker. Kennedy's under center. White the single back.
The tight trips again leads to that pitch to the outside once again.
Yes, it does. He's got a lot of room. He gets it to about the 30. Yeah, usually when they trips and stack like that, that was a bunch right play.
You set those guys out for extra blockers, and that's just going to create a hole that can lead to 6 right there.
And again, they're in a bit of a semi-hurry up. Another high school team that we know well that does very similar with that pace is Jamestown. They're known to do a semi-hurry up as well. And Kennedy needs to look to throw. It's going to be another screen to Hinsdale. Picks up a block. He gets to the 25. Shimmies out of 1 tackle. Gets past the 20. Tight ropes down the sideline, but he's going to be ruled out of bounds. But he got enough for the first.
I think his momentum was carrying him out of bounds there. It looked like he was able to stay in, and I thought that was going to be another touchdown. Once again, going back to that screen. So far throughout this game, 2 most effective plays by far. The pitch in the bunch right formation for the Wolfpack, and then also that little tunnel screen for Hinsdale. We've caught about 4 or 5 of those so far this afternoon.
Yeah, I believe he's already got 6 catches. They're going to go 4 wides, 2 on each, and White the single. Hinsdale set in motion. Or I beg your pardon, that's Roth. Canese, here comes the rush. It's intercepted. Picked off and going down the center of the field. That's number 23, Pitlick. Pitlick needs to get a block. He's in the 30. He's in the 20. And he's going to stay on his feet. That's a pick 6 for Wilson. And how about shifting the momentum and turning the tables? Huge pick 6 for Carter Pitlick.
What a great play there by Pitlick. Trusting his instincts. He knows where the ball's going. He reads it the whole time. And he is able to stay strong through that run. It looked like he was going to be chased down for a shoelace tackle inside the red zone. And nonetheless, we have Wilson lining up for an extra point to make this a 1-score game when they could easily be down by at least 3 or 4.
Now we've got ourselves a ball game. And Pitlick was not fooled on that screen because they ran it at one time on that 3rd and 5 a couple drives ago to White. He was able to get 10 yards and convert a 3rd down. So Wilson was ready for it that time. If they can come up with an answer to that, they can come up with it with those screen passes to Hinsdale.
As Wolfpack trying to get an extra guy out on the field.
High snap. Kicks got partially deflected. It's no good. So the momentum a little bit dissipated, and the deflection was by Drake DiDomenico. But Wilson's on the board, 14-6, and we got ourselves a ball game now.
Absolutely, and I can imagine that this next drive for the Wolfpack on offense, I think they're going to go a little run heavy. Throwing the ball has just gotten them into trouble a few times now. The previous drive they threw it, resulted in a fumble. That one leads to an interception. And so far, Wilson really no answer for the run, especially for that pitch outside and even the quarterback keeper. So I think they're really just going to stick with their bread and butter, their roots, and what makes them a solid football team. But give credit to the Lakemen for a response. That was much needed and could be crucial in the final result of this game.
But CSP, though, they did a good job, though, partially deflecting that extra point. So Wilson would need to go for 2 at some point. And let's see how CSP responds. That's a 3rd straight drive in which they've had a turnover, and this time they were able to get points out of it, as in for Wilson. CSP's got 2 deep men. They're standing at around the 14-yard line. And again, Lackner, he's going to be kicking it off for Wilson.
Norm, I don't know about you, but you know what really grinds my gears?
Lay it on me.
Is when coaches try to chase those 2 points. They try to get them back early on instead of just kicking the extra points, and then you can set yourself up for that again.
Yep, Brink and Hayes are the 2 deep men. It's a knuckleballer fielded, and that is by Hayes. Hayes gets it past the 30, and he gets knocked out of bounds at around the 33-yard line, so decent field position for CSP, and they need to take care of the football on this drive.
Yeah, so far, that's really been their kryptonite throughout this game. Every time they've moved the ball, they've turned it over inside the red zone. Really, as we mentioned earlier, the Wilson defense giving up a lot of yardage so far throughout this game, but coming up with a big play when the team absolutely needs it.
Oh, that red screen, though, that reminded me of a game I was calling last year at Hamburg. They were playing Jamestown. It was the same situation. Hamburg was trying to throw a screen. A defensive lineman picked it off and went about 70 yards the other way. Caleb Bain, excuse me. But that was one of the plays of the year right there for J-Town.
That's all about having that knowledge, too. If you see offensive linemen running down the field, you know that screen's coming.
Well, here's Burchanovsky on the handoff. He gets past the 40, gets tackled at around the 44. He took it on an inside sweep and got more than enough for a first down.
Yeah, and I think Burchanovsky's certainly going to be the face of this drive here, getting most of the carries. Might see a few quarterback keepers from Cat and Ease, but other than that, I'm not sure if Clymer Sherman-Payne was even going to consider throwing the ball on this drive after that. If the run's not going to be stopped at all, they're just going to keep grounding and pounding.
And I believe that was Burchanovsky's first carry of the quarter. He had 2 touchdown runs in the first. But right now it's going to be 2 wides, and now Hinsdale set in motion. This may be another screenplay to him. Nope. It's going to be a keeper again by Catanese. He'll get it to around midfield. So, again, good solid yardage there by Catanese. He's got to have at least 50 rush yards.
And this is going to be a statement drive for the Wolfpack. How do you respond after turning it over and giving up a touchdown? Right now, getting positive yardage on each play, setting up 2nd, 3rd, and manageable really opens up the whole playbook. The defense doesn't know what's going to hit them.
So it was a 6-yard run by Catanese. Now they're going to go in an I formation. White the fullback, Burchanovsky the tailback, and it's a give to Burchanovsky. Picks up a couple good blocks. Oh, and he's down the sideline again. 25, knocked out of bounds at around the 22, and it looked like it was Pitlick that got the tackle.
Yeah, Pitlick really all over the field here for the Lakemen, doing a little bit of everything. Scoring touchdowns, making tackles, potentially a touchdown-saving tackle right there, but credit to Burchanovsky, hard-nosed kid. Gets hit early on, the yards after contact. That's what really makes or break a solid running back.
So they're around the red zone. Looks like they're at about the 22-yard line. Catanese in the shotgun with 4 wideouts, 2 on each side. Hinsdale, though, he is on the slot. They love throwing those screens to him. He is set in motion. He's going to go to a trips to the right. Here's the snap, and it's another draw. And this time, though, read perfectly by Wilson. It was Wortketter with the tackle.
I think the Wilson defense finally starting to catch on to some of those bread and butter plays.
18-6 CSP ahead, and even if they just get
and right there you would even need a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal just to tie it.
Again, Hinsdale set in motion. It's going to be a fake handoff to him, a give to White on the counter, and he's got a big gap. He's inside the 10 and around the 5-yard line. So a great fake on the jet sweep to Hinsdale, giving it to White on the counter and getting a good amount of yards. Should be 1st and goal for the Wolfpack.
That's fantastic play design there by Coach Ty Harper and his coaching staff. A little misdirection. The defense thinks it's going outside. The linebackers and everyone start flowing that way. That leaves a gap right up the middle for White to just trot untouched for about 10 yards before he's tackled.
And Burchanovsky just got stopped for a loss of a couple.
So we got a player shaking up on the play. It looks like number 54 there, John Watson. He seems to be okay.
Yeah, so it was a loss of yardage on that run by Burchanovsky.
Number 26, Gabe Roth, comes back into the game. He's going to line out wide.
Yep, Roth plays running back, plays a little wide receiver, and again, he's also a pitcher for the baseball team as well.
As they spread the receivers out far out to the wide side. And here's the keeper, as expected.
And
this is going to be another touchdown, Catanese.
Good job by CSP to respond from those 3 straight turnovers. They do get another touchdown on the board. Their lead's back up to double figures. They're up 20-6. Catanese staying patient, finds a big gap, no man's land, and he walks into the end zone for a touchdown.
And once again, great play calling and execution. You spread your receivers out to the wide side of the field, and you have to send guys out there to cover them. So there you subtract 3 guys on your defense. Then it's just man-on-man in the trenches, short side of the field. Who's going to win? Wolfpack won that battle.
Extra point by Hinsdale. And again, that's another high one way over the top of the crossbars. I wouldn't be shocked if he's got some scholarships possibly, even though Hinsdale is just a sophomore.
So that'll make it 3 touchdowns on the ground for CSP.
21-6 to score. 4:46 left in the half.
And a great answer back from the Wolfpack, and now it's back on Wilson. How do they respond? They got a little momentum boost from that incredibly long pick 6. I don't know, what was that, about 90 yards?
Roughly.
Yeah, roughly 90 yards. Only 90 yards. It was only 90 yards, yeah.
Yeah, I remember being in a midget football game when I played. There was a 100-yard pick 6. It's always fun watching those. I don't know why, just the amount of yards that they're covering.
Running 100 yards is one thing, but trying to sprint 100 yards with full gear on, helmet on, guys chasing you, it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, there's some guys where it's like, get out of my way, give me the oxygen tank.
Not everyone has that Saquon Barkley and Lamar Jackson speed.
Well, Hinsdale will kick off, and Mahar is the deep man for Wilson. 21-6, or just under 5 minutes left in the half, and here comes Hinsdale going with the boot. And this kick's a beauty right down the center of the field, caught by Mahar at around the 10. Looking for some space, picks up a couple blockers. He gets to past the 30 to about the 31. A helmet pops off. First time we've seen that today. Yesterday, the McDowell game, it happened 3-4 different occasions where a helmet popped off.
And I want to say, Norm, I didn't like what I saw on that play. I see some of the blockers for Wilson on their return just diving at the knees of the gunners for Wolfpack. That's not good coaching. That's not how you teach your guys to make a block. You engage with the shoulder pads. You don't take the cheap play and go at the knees.
And that's a penalty, too.
Yeah, and it's going to remain uncalled. I think it's going to be even both ways, but
as long as it's both ways, I don't think anyone will complain. But right now, Wilson's got 4 wides.
Sets up risk for injury, and it's simply just not smart football.
Ernest under center, and he'll look to throw. No, it's going to be a give on a delay, and the handoff was to Wolf. Wolf getting some good yardage. He crossed the 40, about the 43, so there was a give over there to Evan Wolf on the delay, and looked like he got about 7 yards from what I saw.
And I think that's going to work for Wilson so far. Throughout this game, it's strictly been run or pass. We haven't seen a lot of play action or run-pass option, any of that sort. I like the delay there, fake the pass, hand it off up the middle, finally get a positive gain going.
And here comes a pass. That one is complete to Mercurio. He gets it past the 45, about the 43. And I beg your pardon, I didn't quite catch the extra yardage on the run on the delay. So 2 plays for Wilson, 2 first downs, and they're now way out of the hole because for a long time, for the first 1.75 quarters of this game, they were negative yardage total.
Well, I think this is the first time they've actually crossed midfield, too.
Yes, they have. Low snap. It's a give to Wolf again. And this time, though, he's going to get tackled at around the line of scrimmage. One of the guys there for CSP was Travis Owens.
Not much doing on that play. And if you're the Lakemen, you kind of want to run your 4-minute offense. You don't want to be in too much of a hurry. You still want to put yourself in striking position, but you don't want to give the Wolfpack an opportunity to get the ball back before the half ends.
Right. And plus, CSP does have all their timeouts still. So you shouldn't be in too much of a hurry. And plus, you get the ball to start the second half because CSP chose to receive.
And that would be a huge momentum shift, too. If they get the 2-for-1, they can score here, get the ball to start the second half, make something out of that, too. Really turn this into an interesting game.
4 wides, 2 on each side, and Ernest looking to throw. He'll throw one in the flat. Deflected, incomplete, intended for Mahar. So they tried a wheel route there to Mahar, but it was an incomplete pass. It's going to be a 3rd down and 9. And if you're Wilson, this should be 4-down territory.
Absolutely. Like we talked about earlier, 4th down is your insurance down. Maybe try another run pass option, a little play action, get something short, set up maybe 4th and 2, 4th and 3 at the most, and then you can keep the defense guessing on 4th down what you're going to do. 4th and 9, I can imagine you're going to throw the ball.
Well, if you can at least cut it in half, I think they'd be golden. They're in shotgun, though. It's going to be, looks like 2 wide outs. He'll take the snap. He'll look to throw. Throws on the right side of the field. He's caught. Hook and ladder play over to the 30, to the 25, and down at around the 23. The pass was complete to John Ernest, and he flipped it over to Jack Mahar. So that's a play I like to see every now and again, the good old hook and ladder.
And that was perfect execution.
Yes, it
there.
was.
Great play call. I can imagine the Wolfpack were not expecting a hook and ladder trick play there. That could not have been drawn up and executed any better. Everyone was in the right position. Mahar was in the perfect spot just behind Ernest to receive the pitch to get an additional.
Well, Colin, I don't mean to cut you off. A timeout has been called by CSP. We'll take a quick break ourselves, but stick around for more action between the Wolfpack and the Lakemen on
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Welcome back, everyone. 1st and 10 for the Wilson Lakemen. They're going to give it off up the middle for Mahar. He picks up a 1st down and more.
wow.
And he is clotheslined right at about the 10-yard line.
Colin, that was the second time they did a delay play. This time it was to Mahar. And again, CSP, they bit on the pass attempt. And right when it looked like he was about to throw, Ernest hands it off to Mahar.
And I think the 2 biggest plays in this half so far for Wilson, obviously that 90-yard pick 6 that turned into 6, and also that hook and ladder kept the drive going, avoided a 4th down situation. Here they set it up again to pass.
Ernest, he's under pressure, and he's going to throw it away, and there was a receiver in the area, so there's no intentional grounding.
And that's great poise and understanding of the situation by Ernest. Knew he had a receiver in the area, knew he had pressure right on his backside.
Yep, and it was John Watson that had the pressure for CSP. Even if you don't get the sack, forcing a bad throw is just as good.
Number 3, Alex Barmore, was in there as well.
So second down, it's going to be 2nd down for Wilson. They're at the 10-yard line.
And this is goal-to-go situation here.
Yes, it is.
So you got 3 more plays to go about 9.5 yards.
They're more than capable of doing it. Motion man is Dable, and it's going to be a fake handoff. Ernest looking to throw. He's going to go for the end zone. Incomplete. And it was right into the hands of Wortketter, but he couldn't quite get a hold of it. It was a great throw, but he just couldn't get a hold of it.
Yeah, and right now, Ernest, his receivers are not helping him out a lot. He's putting some throws right on the money. That one would have been good for a touchdown, make this a one-possession game. Unfortunately, Wordketter, I think he was concerned with where he was at on the field. These lines are kind of hard to tell where you're at. He was making sure he wasn't creeping out of the back of the end zone. And unfortunately, that's another 3rd and long situation, this time 3rd and goal for Wilson.
And we're at 2 minutes left in the half. And I did see, though, their kicker was looking pretty good. Maybe they could try the 3 if they wanted to. Oh, somebody jumped off, and it's going to be an offsides, and it will be half the distance to the goal. When penalties happen inside the 30, it becomes half the distance to the goal. So a big penalty there by CSP, and it's going to be 3rd down and goal now at about the 5.
As we see, CSP with a little depth on the defensive line here, rotating guys. Tony Sapola checks back in as Tate Newman trots off.
And this time, Ernest will be under center. And he's going to hand it off to Mahar. Mahar swinging over to the left, and he's in for a touchdown. And that's a big one there for Wilson, making it 21-12. But I'm wondering what Wilson's going to do. Do you just kick the 1, make it 21-13, or do you try to go for 2? I know coaches that like to be aggressive and go for the latter.
Well, I'm not sure if it was the kicking that was the issue. I think it was just kind of a miscommunication and a miscue with the hold on the last extra point. The kick looked like it was going to be good. It was just tipped and a bad snap, bad hold.
Yeah, it was a bad snap.
It's 3 guys that got to work in unison there to make an extra point successful. That time didn't work out. Looks like they're going to line up for 2, make it a 7-point game if successful.
Yep, and from what I've seen from Lackner, he's looked pretty good kicking the ball. I think they just want to cut this down to 7. 1:55 left in the half. Here's the 2-point conversion try. And a lob into the end zone. It may have been tipped, but it's caught anyway for the 2. And it was complete to Casey Sadote, making it 21-14. And what looked like was going to be a CSP route, this is turning into a bit of a shootout here.
Absolutely. It's 7-point ball game now, 21-14. There's still a 1:55 left on the clock. And correct me if I'm wrong, CSP still has all 3 of their timeouts.
They have 2.
They have 2 left now. So that's still, this is your 2-minute drill, 2 timeouts. That's plenty of time. That's an eternity in the game of football.
Yes, it is.
And I'm not sure if a lot of people understand, oh, that's not a lot of time. That is an absolute eternity.
And you know what's another thing, too? For the first downs inside 2 minutes, the clock stops. Just like college ball.
Which can drag the game out at times, but certainly makes it more interesting. Especially in these situations, a 2-minute offense. In the NFL, 2-minute offense is almost impossible if you're not throwing for a 15 or 20-yard completion every play.
So it's going to be Lackner kicking off again for Wilson. And it looks like the 2 deep men back are the same for CSP. They have been Brink and Hayes. 1:55, though, a lot of time. Here comes the kick. And this one's another good kick. Right in the center of the field. It's going to get caught there by Brink. Brink going down the middle of the field. He gets tackled at around the 38-yard line, so a solid kick return.
Yeah, you saw everyone collapse to the inside. If he bounces that outside, he's got plenty of room to run, some green real estate in front of him. Nonetheless, Wolfpack still in solid field position right around their own 36-yard line. And this is a huge possession for the Wolfpack because, remember, they elected to receive to start this game. So the Lakemen are going to get the ball to start the second half. If the Wolfpack if they don't do anything on this drive, Wilson's going into halftime. Huge confidence boost.
And it's going to be a screen again to Hinsdale. This time they got it. Wrapped up on the play by Drew Dable. And when you go with a play one too many times, sometimes it backfires. And that one was for a loss of yardage.
And that's great coaching that time right there. Drew Dable makes a play, fights around the block, knows it's coming. He's seen it coming all of this half. They're finally able to get a stop on that, what has been a deadly screen for the CSP offense.
Yep, 4 wides, 2 on each side. Now Hinsdale in motion. It's going to turn to a trips to the right. Here's the snap. Catanese will keep it again. He's got a big gap, crosses the 40, 45, picks up a block pass midfield, and he's going to be tackled at the 40-yard line. And I got to say, Alex Barmore with an excellent block to spring Catanese free and give him an extra 10 yards to gain. And a timeout's been called by CSP. 109 left in the half, score 21-14. Stick around for the remainder of the first half right here on WNY Athletics.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Athletics listeners, Wolfpack here, 1st and 10 situation in Lakeman territory after a beautiful keeper. He looks around, surveys the field. He's got a man deep. That's Hinsdale, and that's going to be caught, I think.
Yeah, he made the catch. Caught it inside the 10.
What an impeccable catch. He's able to corral that in with a man all over him. Number 80, John Ernest, with great coverage on the play. That's good defense, just better offense.
Yeah, and Cannonese threw it to where only Hinsdale could catch it. And it momentarily stopped the clock, but now there's less than a minute left in the half. Cannonese under center, Hinsdale in motion, and Cannonese will keep it himself. And he's going to be ruled short. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
They're only a couple yards away from the pylon here.
Another timeout call by CSP, but we're going to stay right here. We do got a couple of score updates. Lackawanna, they're taking on Nassau. Lackawanna's behind by 1 point, 14-13. They just hit halftime. And there's another game going on between West Seneca West game. They're ahead 12-6.
That's one thing I like. I like the new rule changes too of having games on Thursday. We got games Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's, that's about 40% of the week with some high school football. It doesn't get any better than that. Got to start having games on Monday and Tuesday now.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. But we got exactly 40 seconds left in the half. Score 21-14 in favor of CSP. And they're looking to get a score because, again, Wilson gets the ball to start second half. And if you can get a 2-possession lead or at least have it, you should be good.
And this has been what's started off as a lopsided matchup has turned into a bit of a back-and-forth battle, each team responding whenever the enemy strikes. Wilson went down there, execute their best drive on the offensive side of things by far, goes down, makes it a 1-point game. Now CSP with the response, setting up a potential touchdown here, making it a 2-score game once again.
Yeah, and it looks like they're at the 4-yard line. 40 seconds left in the half, and it's going to be White set in motion, and it's going to be a pitch. It's going to Burchanovsky, and he got to the left side of the field, and it's going to be a touchdown. That's his 3rd touchdown of the half. He's got the hat trick, making it 27-14 with a little more than 30 seconds left in the half. So a big score there for the Wolfpack.
That time we saw in that drive, CSP going back to what's worked for them all game, that tunnel screen, pitches to Burchanowski, keepers for Cannonese, and great response here. 34 seconds left in the half. I can imagine Wilson's kind of just going to trot into the locker room, happy and fortunate to only be down by 2 scores.
So Hinsdale about to kick the extra point. 27-14 the score. 31 seconds left in the half. Snap, put down, kick on the way, and that one's good once again. All right, beg your pardon, it's no good. It was wide to the left. Again, we've got an angled view, so it is a little difficult to see. So we stand corrected on that, but 27-14 is the score with 31 seconds left in the half, and Wilson with only 1 timeout left. I think they're going to play it wise, kneel it down, go into halftime, and regroup.
I think that's the best thing to do right now. Their defense still playing great, even after giving up that touchdown. Their offense has finally gotten a little rhythm going. They're starting to click on all cylinders, and hopefully they can carry that into the second half to make this a really interesting game, which is what it's turned out to here in the first half.
Yeah, 41 points in the first half combined as CSP will prepare to kick it off. And if I'm Hinsdale, I'm kicking that thing as hard and far as I can. You don't want to try and squib it.
Yeah, this is a Class D league battle here. A lot of games in this opening week are non-league, but this is league play. This one counts. And like I was saying last night at Southwestern Iroquois, a lot of these teams, they didn't have a scrimmage. It was 2 weeks of practice, and throw your guys out in the water and see if they can swim. So this opening game for a lot of teams in Section 6 in Western New York, it's really just a test of where you stand as a team. It's really just kind of a measurement tool for the coaching staff to see where you're at and how you can progress from there.
So it's going to be Mahar back deep for Wilson. Let's see if he can get a good return on this one. Here comes the boot by Hinsdale, and this will be a line drive kick. It'll go into the end zone for a touchback. So both teams will get set for their schematics respectively as we're about to momentarily end the first half. And again, quick score updates again. For Lackawanna, they're behind against Nassau 14-13 at halftime. And West Seneca West, they're taking on North Tonawanda and was told the score was 12-6 in that game.
So we got some barn burners around the league going on.
Yeah, and you and I are going to be in another game later tonight. That's going to be Salamanca taking on Randolph. That game's going to be at 7 o'clock.
That's going to be another non-league matchup, Class D Cardinals and Salamanca Warriors in C South. I like to call that the I-86 showdown, that game right there. Two teams not too far away from each other, only separated by an exit or two on the highway.
So it looks like they're in the shotgun formation and with four wides. This may be a draw to Mahar, though. Nope, he's going to look to throw. Ernest is going to throw a sideline pass. It's going to be complete to Mahar, but that's going to lose yardage.
And I think CSP is going to call one of their timeouts. Nope, they're going to let that clock run. Each team content to let this go to half, it seems.
Yep.
Looking at 15 seconds now. And I'm thinking that's going to do it, folks.
Yeah, it is. The clock is starting to – it looks like Wilson just wanted to run one play and let the clock run, and that's what's going to happen. Clock at 1. Now it's at zeros. We've hit halftime. CSP is ahead 27-14. Wilson will get the ball to start the second half. We've hit halftime, but stick around for the second half action between the CSP Wolfpack and the Wilson Lakemen right here on WNY Athletics.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home. Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
When you're ready to buy a home, start your search at howardhanna.com. You'll be the first to see new listings, find similar properties, and connect with a local Howard Hanna agent. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
And welcome back here to Sherman Field, where the CSP Wolfpack are currently leading the Wilson Lakemen 27-14. Berchanowski has 3 touchdowns in this half so far. Jeremy Becker here with the halftime show. These numbers are not indicative of how good this game is. Wilson coming along strongly in that second quarter, really picking up the tempo, really picking up the pace, doing a couple of mixing up plays, a couple of runs. But I have a guess with me, Alex Colsty.
Yeah, I think we saw in the first half, Wilson kind of in that first quarter, it's the first game of the season for both teams. They're just trying to kind of knock that off-season rust, get back in the game form. They've only been practicing for like 2 weeks. Exactly. So it's just trying to get back in the game shape. It took them about a quarter and a half to get going. They had a couple of plays go their way. They forced 3 turnovers. Mm-hmm. CSP could have ran away with this game. I mean, we could be talking about a completely different game right now, but Wilson's been fortunate forcing those turnovers to keep it a 2-score game.
I was going to say, those 2 turnovers were pretty big. We had a fumble in the end zone right before we went into the end zone. Wilson was able to bring it back, but a penalty did negate that big yardage. But I believe they were able to score on that one.
Yeah.
And then an interception on a screenplay that was ran twice by CSP. And, I mean, the screen pass is effective, but when you do it more than once, you can really become predictable, and they're able to read that play. Defense is going to make either a big stop or intercept the ball.
Yeah, that's something Colin was saying a lot on the broadcast is you don't want to get too predictable with your offense, because if you do, the defense is going to catch on to that at some point, and then your offense could just sputter out. So you want to be able to try to run your bread and butter plays, but you don't want to do it too much to the point where the defense just catches on and you're not able to do anything.
Correct. And Wilson will have the ball to start the second half. But, Colsty, you have a plug for us here.
Yeah, so this week, if any of you out there read the first week of the WY Athletics football report, it's something that WY Athletics has taken over this year. I will be covering all of Class D for the offseason. And this week I got to talk to Coach Harper a little bit, mainly towards Alex Barmore and Bryce Hinsdale, who Hinsdale has been very active with the offense so far. But the one big thing we were talking about between both of them is they both had siblings that were on those state championship teams, and what they're trying to take from the experience of experiencing those on the sidelines and trying to get that experience for themselves and bring CSP back to the Carrier Dome. So I'm not going to say too much about what I wrote about, because you'll be able to read that Wednesday, but that's kind of what's coming up from my end on the football report. You'll see that Wednesday published every week on our website, nyathletics.com.
Yep. And then tonight we'll be at Salamanca as it's as Colin said, the Battle of I-86. Randolph at Salamanca. That is going to be a barn burner.
That's going to be a good game. Randolph and Salamanca, traditionally, across all sports, those games have always been ultra competitive. I am looking forward to that one. We had a good one last night, a late night last night, and we're in for another one tonight.
Yep, so 8:40 left in halftime, another 3 minutes to warm up. So we'll be taking back to commercial break. Norm Rodriguez and Colin Wood back on the call when we come back from the half.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated, multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. Ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Western New York Immediate Care's new location.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home. Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48 hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
When you're ready to buy a home, start your search at howardhanna.com. You'll be the first to see new listings, find similar properties, and connect with a local Howard Hanna agent. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
And we're about to momentarily start the second half of this matchup here between the CSP Wolfpack and the Wilson Lakemen right here in WI Athletics. CSP up 27-14 at halftime. Trent Berchanovsky, 3 first-half rushing touchdowns, and the starting quarterback, Tate Catanese, running for 1 as well. And for anybody just tuning in, along with my partner in crime, Colin Wood, Norm Rodriguez here as well, and I'm anticipating an eventful second half of action here.
I can imagine the same, Norm. What started out, as we mentioned, a lopsided game. Wilson making a late push there in the first half. We saw that 90-yard pick-6 return from Carter Pitlick, and then Mahar ran in another touchdown. And that was, before that, we saw that amazing hook and ladder play executed to perfection to keep the drive going. Here we are in a 2-score ball game, and Wilson's getting the ball to start the second half. So we'll see if they can set the tone here, start things in the third quarter, make this game really interesting for the remainder.
And again, it's Hinsdale kicking off, and Mahar is the deep man for Wilson. But they also got a returner on the other side. That's Evan Wolf. And they're both standing at around the 10-yard line. And here comes the boot to start half number 2. And this one down the center of the field, and Wolf will field it at the 20-yard line. He'll follow his blockers to the 30, and he'll crawl through to about the 36-yard line.
So solid field position there starting off for the Lakemen.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Wilson at the 36-yard line, and this is a chance to cut it down to 1 possession once again.
And that's what they're going to have to do if they want to get back into this game. A lot of the drives that were stalled, they were backed up deep in their own territory. Every time they've had success, they've had a short field or their defense has made a huge play to swing things around in a 180 direction in terms of the momentum.
And let's see what Wilson does to start it off. It's going to be Ernest under center. And Mahar's a single back. They're going with 3 wides and 1 in the slot. And that is Dable set in motion. It's going to be a give to Mahar, but he's nearly got bottled up. He was able to turn it into a couple of yards. CSP was right there, but Mahar was able to make a move and get a couple yards of what could have been a possible loss of yards on the play.
And we haven't seen too much of that in terms of the run game for Wilson. Typically, it's a battle just to get back to the line of scrimmage. That time, Mahar able to tornado his way out of a tackle, at least pick up 3 or 4 on the play.
Yeah, it's been called a 4-yard gain, so it's going to be 2nd and 6.
Those kind of plays for Wilson are going to be key, setting up 2nd, 3rd, and short.
And again, Ernest is going to be under center. And both defenses we've seen have been in the 4-3. Man sent in motion. It's going to be another give, and it's to Mahar again. This time they got him bottled up. And from my view, the first guy to get there to slow him down was John Watson.
So we saw CSP in the first half run that. They sent a guy in motion to the wide side. They cut it back with a counter to the near side. A little misdirection. That time pretty predictable where the ball's going. I'd love to see Wilson try to run that counter after they fake the jet sweep and send it upside the opposite way.
So it was a loss of 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. I wouldn't mind seeing them trying to run that delay again because they ran it twice in their last drive, and they got good amounts of yardage off it. Both of them went for double-digit yards.
And it's had success when it's happened, but I can imagine the Wolfpack are ready for that when it's coming.
And they're going to go in a 2-back twin set. Man sent in motion, and here's a snap. Ernest wants to throw, and he's going to get sacked. It looked like he was trying to just get it away. Sack on the play, and it looked like it was by the quarterback, Tate Catanese. Or no, I beg your pardon. It was
44.
Yeah, Anthony Sapola. With the dark jerseys and dark numbers, sometimes it is hard to determine who's who.
Certainly is, and once again, 4th in an eternity for the Lake men. Going to have to punt here. So an early 3 and out, not the way you want to get things started here to open the 3rd quarter to try and get back in this game.
And it looks like it's Carter Brink back deep. Or no, I beg your pardon, it's White. White standing at around his own 40-yard line. And here comes the punt. And this one is a low line. It hit off of a CSP guy, but able to alertly recover it. It was a bounce that hit off of Dylan Michael, but he was able to notice where the ball was, and he alertly fell on it. And that's going to be excellent field position for the Wolfpack.
And a very fortunate play for the Wolfpack, too. Michael had no idea. He didn't have his head turned around, felt it hit his back, and able to make a heads-up play to recover that. That could have been disastrous there. Wilson could have recovered that easily. But that worm burner punt is not going to do it in terms of flipping the field position. Wolfpack setting up shop inside Wilson territory.
Yeah, and Lackner's punt was so low, it nearly got blocked. So a I formation here for the CSP, and it's going to be a handoff once again. And breaking away from a tackle is Burchanovsky, and he'll get it to about the 42-yard line. And the guy on the tackle for Wilson was Pitlick. He was the guy that had the 90-yard pick six.
And even though Wertketter is not going to be credited with the tackle there, he made a great push through that offensive line to blow that play up initially, and that's what we're going to need to see from the Lake men. Defensive front, get some pressure, get through those guys, shoot those gaps with some force and authority, maybe even stunt a little bit. Some misdirection on the D-line. Right now they're shooting the gaps head on.
And it's a sweep over to Burchanovsky. He was set in motion. He gets to the 35 to about the 34, and two guys able to get to him. It was Pitlick and Mahar.
And right now, if you're CSP, you have a comfortable lead. You have the ball. You're driving. There's 8 minutes left in the third quarter. You don't want to do anything too risky. If anything, you want to just tire out the defense, work some clock, and your goal right now is shortening the clock. The clock is your friend.
Yes, it is.
For the Wolfpack, and it is certainly the enemy for the Lake men.
Even so, the defense, though, in spite of giving up 27 points, they've gotten it done. They have forced 3 turnovers, so they've proven they're capable, but they're going to be in a trips to the right, one receiver to the left. And here's a snap. Catanese fakes a pass on the pump fake. He's going to get sacked. It was Lackner that got to him first to slow down the quarterback, and from my view, it looked like it was either Pitlick or Wertketter who got the sack.
I think it was Pitlick that's going to be credited with the sack there. He came in and just absolutely swallowed up Catanese to the ground. Great play there. We're seeing a lot more pressure, aggressiveness, and just a different mentality from this Wilson team that we saw in the first quarter.
And that sack was a 12-yard loss. So second down and 22, triple deuces, as we would like to say. A fake handoff by Catanese on the play action, looking, rolling out of the pocket, still looking, and he's going to get sacked again. And this time it's by Mahar. Back-to-back sacks by the Lakemen defense.
Yeah, that time Catanese, I think he's got to get rid of that one as he's rolling out to the sideline. He's looking downfield, doesn't see anyone open. Your best bet's just letting that one go, avoid the back-to-back loss. So now you're looking at third and eternity here. It looks like 3rd and 28.
So a 6-yard loss on the sack, almost looking like blitz the league. 3rd down and 28 at around midfield. If Wilson can force a 4th down, this would be very huge. 4 wideouts. Roth set in motion. It's going to go to a trips to the left, and it's going to be a keeper by Catanese, but he's going to get red right away. The guy that brought him down was Wortketter, and the first guy to get there for Wilson was Brandon Martin to get the shoelaces to slow down Catanese.
So a little bit of offensive struggle here to start this first half. I'm not sure. I think it's a mix of offensive struggle and just stout defense for both sides.
Mahar's going to be the deep man on the punt, as well as Evan Wolf, and Hinsdale's going to boot it.
Wolf and Mahar both back. Could certainly use a big gain here on the punt return. Special teams. Can't forget about the third sector of football. That certainly can make a difference every now and then.
Oh, very true. It's a high snap, and it goes over the head of Hinsdale. He picks it up. Young man, boot that away, and he will. Good job by Hinsdale to get that one away and get it to around the 40-yard line of Wilson. That could have been a disaster, and Hinsdale alertly picks it up, and he rugby kicks it. He was still able to get it about 20, 25 yards. That could have been much worse.
Yeah, and that was actually downed by number 4, Ryan Perry for CSP. He caught that like he was receiving it. If he lets that bounce, that might go another maybe 10 or 15 yards.
Maybe. So Wilson with decent field position. We're already more than halfway through the third quarter. Score 27-14 still in favor of CSP. Wilson needs to get a touchdown here as the wind's starting to pick up a little bit here in Sherman. Ernest takes a snap, hands it off to Mahar, but we got a flag. And it's going to be a false start on the Lakemen, so back it up 5 yards.
And those pre-snap penalties, those are mental errors. I know it's week 1. I understand you guys haven't played a lot together. Some of these guys, this is their first live ball game at the varsity level. You know, mistakes like these are going to be made. These get cleaned up eventually as the season goes on. But right now, you got to figure out a way to work back from them so you don't set yourself up in a deeper hole.
So 1st and 15 for Wilson. They do got one receiver, and it looks like it's going to be a bunch to the left. It's going to be given Mahar, but it's read right away by the CSP defense, and there was no way it was going to get any yardage. And
the Wolfpack are saying it's their ball. So is Coach Ty Harper, too. He is irate on the sideline. The ref's going to call him down.
Yeah, from my view, it looked like it was Austin White who made the tackle. And the hole was so open in that gap, there was no way Mahar was going to get yardage. That was a loss of yards, and we'll just have to see on the spot. So it was a 7-yard loss, 2nd down and 22. Ernest in the shotgun formation with 3 wideouts. He takes a snap. He'll look to throw. He's going to throw it down the middle of the field. Incomplete. That one was intended for Wortketter, but it was a little high, so that's going to make it 3rd and 22.
And Ernest let that one sail on him. I know he's got pressure in the pocket. He's had poise throughout this game. That one, you got to set your feet and drive that ball through. When you start to lean back, it's going to sail on you. And especially into the deep safeties right there, that screams interception to them. They're going to be chasing that ball down like a hawk. Got to plant those feet, drive that ball through for completion.
So 3rd and 22, 4:59 left in the third. The Lakemen break the huddle, and Ernest in the shotgun formation again. He's got 3 wides, 2 on the slot, 1 on each side. Low snap, screen pass on the way. It is complete to John Ernest, and he fumbled the ball. Oh, no, they're going to rule it incomplete.
Yeah, he never had possession. He was juggling it the whole time. He knew the linebackers and cornerbacks were starting to creep up. Never really had a chance on that play. That I understand what they're doing, just trying to get some field position, flip it a little bit. And they're going to be kicking deep once again. So each team stonewalling each other on the offense is getting stonewalled. Not much doing here.
But for Wilson, though, time's not their friend. It's going to be Lackner punting the ball, and White is the deep man. And it's another high snap, but Lackner makes the catch, and he's able to get one off. And it gets a really good bounce, and it stops at around the 40-yard line. So back-to-back, once on each side, there were high snaps. One over Hinsdale's head, but this one, Lackner was able to make the catch and get off a decent punt. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for CSP, and it looks like it's going to be at the 40.
It's a beautiful sunny day here at the Sherman Field. What looked like we had some rain coming. It's actually turned into a nice and not so hot day. It was pretty steaming when we got here. Just a beautiful Saturday for football all around the country.
So we got 4:44 left in the third. Shades of William Matar on the clock. And we got a whistle. Looks like it's going to be a respotting of the ball. Now we're going to resume action as CSP will look to extend their lead. They are in an I formation. Under center is Kennedy. It's going to be a pitch to Burchanovsky. And dragging on for dear life for Wilson was number 23, Carter Pitlick. He's been all over the field for Wilson defensively so far this afternoon.
And certainly a legal play. He was just grabbing at the shoulder pads, did not reach for the back of the collar. That would have been a crucial penalty. So not your conventional tackle, but still able to bring down the workhorse of Burchanowski. And on that toss play, that outside run, which CSP has had success with all day, they're finally starting to force it inside, not let him set the edge.
Yeah, they ran a little misdirection on the counter to White, but didn't get a lot of yardage on it. And there was an official timeout. Someone was slow to get up, and for Wilson, it's number 54, Brandon Martin. We're going to take a quick commercial break. 4:02 left in the third. Score still 27-14. Stick around for more action right here on WNY Athletics.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home. Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Welcome back, everyone. 4:02 left on the clock. CSP in a 3rd and long situation here, trying to bleed off some of that clock in hopes of avoiding a Wilson comeback.
Shotgun again. Kennedy's looking to throw. He's going downfield, and that's going to be underthrown, but adjusting to the ball anyway and making the catch as there is a late flag. It was Hinsdale. There was a flag after the catch was made.
I'm not sure. I think this one...
This might be offensive interference.
This one might be coming back. Yeah, they're going to say he pushed off potentially, which I disagree with. I think both guys are going at it. Everyone has the right to the ball in that sense. You got to let them play football. It's a physical game.
And I beg your pardon, it was Barmore that made the catch. It's going to be offensive interference, so that play has been negated. So that's going to be a huge penalty for CSP, and this is a break here for Wilson, even though it's still third. And we're probably going to have a conduct penalty as another flag was thrown. Unless if it was inadvertent. Oh, sideline warning. I beg your pardon.
Tensions have been running high all game. It's been a physical game. This is a league matchup. You can't ask for any more. This is physical football here in Sherman, New York. And on that play, Barmore made a great adjustment. Ball's underthrown, and sometimes that's done intentionally, sometimes not. But when it's done intentionally, it's smart because the defender's not looking at it. Barmore made a great play, just a little too physical according to the refs. I disagree, but I'm not the one in black and white stripes, so I don't have any power.
And plus, they've got the better view of it. We've got an unconventional press box, but it's a press box nonetheless. 3rd down and 24 after that penalty, so that was 15 yards. 4 wideouts, and I'm wondering if Kennedy's will just do another draw play on his own end, but he's going to look to throw. He's staying in the pocket, looking. He's going to escape the pocket, going to go for some yardage. He crosses the 20. He gets to 30, knocked out of bounds at around the 35-yard line, so he got a good amount of those yards back to give it a better spot for Hinsdale to punt it away. So that was a gain of 5 yards. Or 9 yards, excuse me.
The punters in this game for each team certainly getting a lot of work here in the 3rd quarter. As this will be the 4th punt of the 3rd quarter, actually.
Yes, so Wolf and Mahar are back deep for Wilson. And much better snap. Here comes the boot by Hinsdale. This one's high in the air, lots of hang time. And it hit off a Wilson guy. It hit off Wolf, but he's able to fall on it. That's the 2nd punt we've seen this quarter where it's hit off of the body of the receiving team.
Yeah, and that time Wolf's just got to let that one bounce. And normally you hear coaches, they have a key word. They'll say poison, or
poison, grenade.
Yeah, something. Just tell them, get away, let that ball drop, and move on to the next play because that could have been disastrous.
Even so, it is good field position. They're at about the 38, 39-yard line.
So 3 minutes and 20 seconds, still plenty of time. But right now, if you're Wilson, you got to get something going on this drive. Your offense has been lacking here in the 3rd quarter. Defense been playing great over the course of the game, really. CSP has a high-power offense, but they've held them in check here and there. And it's going to be up to the offense now to get them back in this game.
And Connor Ernest under center. It's going to be a give on a counter to Mahar. He finds some room, breaks a couple of tackles. He gets past the 45 to near midfield. And it's going to be enough for a 1st down.
And that's a great play. And actually, it's going to set up 2nd and short, it looks like.
Oh, I saw one of the officials rule 1st down.
Oh, no, I stand corrected. You were right. They're going to move the chains. 1st down, great play there.
Again, I wouldn't mind seeing one of those delay plays because when they've run them, they have worked.
And now this Wolfpack defense starts to seem a little gassed here.
Again, Ernest under center. And it's going to be a give again to Mahar, but this time Barmore with the stop behind the line. It looks like it's going to be about a loss of 4.
Yeah, right there, that right side of the offensive line did not set the edge at all. Nowhere to run for Mahar. His guys up front got to do a better job of giving him a gap to get through at least.
So it's going to be a 2nd down and 14 for Wilson. So Mahar's going to get a break, and Wolf's going to come in. So Ernest again will be under center. Got 3 wideouts. Man set in motion, play action fake. And Ernest, he's going to go downfield, but it's too far. Incomplete, and it was intended for number 17, Casey Sedot.
And it looks like, I don't think they were on the same page there. That one, Ernest was looking for him to go back inside. Looked like he wanted him to run a skinny post. And number 17, Casey Sedoti, was thinking outside. And there, just a little miscommunication. That one could have been a big play, but for that to happen, quarterback and receiver got to be on the same page.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 14 for Wilson. This is for sure throwing down. And he'll look to throw. Here comes the rush. And sacked on the play. Coming in unblocked was Alex Barmore. His second tackle for a loss in the series. This one a sack. And we're going to see another 3 and out.
That Wolfpack defense is playing with some swagger right now. You see Barmore shrugging the shoulders a little bit. Love to see it. Guys getting confidence, not getting cocky, but they're talking with the pads.
And I think that was a little bit of rage also from his reception being rescinded because of that PI call.
And that's a great way to take out your energy and your passion. You don't flap your lips. That doesn't do anything good for you besides get laundry thrown on the field. You talk with the pads.
Here comes a snap. Punt. Almost got blocked. Lackner barely able to get it off, and it takes a huge bounce. And it's going to roll to about the 30-yard line. So with a little over a minute left in the third, score still 27-14, CSP with the ball.
And it absolutely blows my mind, Norm, that Wilson has not had a punt block today. With the way they line up their gunners, they have no one protecting. The edge rushers on the punt return for Wolfpack, they're sending guys, and I mean, if their wingspan was about a half a foot longer, they'd be blocking these punts every time. And somehow, some way, Wilson's able to get it off. Flip the field once again. Here we are in a chess match of great defense and stalling offenses.
And that was a false start there on Barmore. He did shimmy a little bit, twitch before being set in motion. So it's going to be a false start on CSP. It's going to be a 1st and 15. A minute and 6 seconds left in the third. Shotgun formation again. 4 wides, trips to the right. And Cantonese will stay in the pocket and look to throw. Still there, throws, and that's caught. And that was a nice catch there, and it was caught by number 10, Carter Brink. Got it to about the 35. And indeed it was. It was a 10-yard completion, so 2nd down 5. About 40 seconds left in the third. Kennedy's still in the shotgun with 4 wide outs. Roth set in motion. And he'll keep it again on a draw. He's on a big gap. He's the 45. Runs over a defender and gets to midfield. The guy finally able to stop him was Connor Peck.
And whenever that QB keep is run, Wilson, in terms of defense, they got to have someone spying him the whole time. They spread it out. There's got to be a linebacker watching him at all times for whenever he escapes to take off. Because otherwise, he's just going to shred you up for yardage each time.
And that was another bubble screen there. It was complete to Hinsdale, but very minimal yardage. And it looks like it's going to end the third quarter. And incomplete pass. I beg your pardon. They just changed it up. So 2 seconds left in the third, and score still 27-14. Yeah, more often than not, though, that bubble screen with Hinsdale has worked. 2 seconds left in the third. This will be the last play of the quarter. Catanese still in the shotgun formation. And he'll take the snap, staying in the pocket, looking, escapes. Time runs out. The play's still live, though, and he gets sacked. I wonder if the buzzing of the clock got him distracted. But even so, that concludes 3 quarters. Score 27-14. Stick around for the 4th quarter of this matchup right here on WNY Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize Plus now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
And we're about to start the fourth quarter as CSP is ahead 27-14. And the clock is CSP's friend right now. Wilson needs to get a stop. They did get a sack on the last play of the third quarter. It's going to be third down and long here for the Wolfpack.
Norm, what's your biggest key here for Wilson to try and make a late push to get back in this?
Got to get a stop here. Get something together offensively, score quickly, and then get another stop. Because that missed extra point is huge. You get 2 touchdowns, make them both, you get a 1-point lead if you hold the Wolfpack scoreless. I formation, it's going to be a play action fake again, and Catanese, he's going to take off. And he's past midfield. He's the 45, knocked out of bounds at around the 38, 39. It was John Ernest that got him out of bounds.
And we'll await the spot here to see where it's going to be marked at.
It was a 3rd and 14. And it's a first down.
Just enough. Great spot there.
Yeah, I did see Justin Hoyt was trying to chase him down, but Catanese was just too fast on the run. I formation, it's going to be a give to Roth. And Roth with a big gap, and he gets brought down. Another big gain, and it was Mahar on the tackle. And that's another first down.
And this is where games are won. This is where games are won, excuse me. This is where you saw the Wolfpack players put up 4 fingers as the third quarter horn sounded. They're ready for this. They're ready to gas the Wilson defense.
There is a flag on the play. The pass was complete to Hinsdale. The flag is at around the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a holding on the Wolfpack. Again, that's a spot foul plus the yards of the penalty. So we're waiting to see how much yardage it is, and they're walking back quite a bit. Well, Catanese is in the shotgun formation again. First and long as he'll look to throw. It's going to be a bubble screen again to Hinsdale, and he picked up some blockers. He's down the sideline, and he gets escorted out of bounds. And it was a 9-yard penalty, so it was a 1st and 19. Waiting to see if he got the first down. Looks like it's going to be 2nd and short.
And Wilson's going to be going back looking at this film and trying to figure out. It's really all about adjustments, and that's what makes great coaching, is being able to adjust at what teams are throwing at you. And right now, Wilson has had no answer throughout the game in terms of that tunnel screen and just this power, this rushing attack of CSP.
And a false start penalty on the Wolfpack. The completion was for 17 yards, but now it goes from a 2nd and 2 to a 2nd and 7.
And for CSP, Coach Harper is definitely going to be telling his guys that we blow the doors off of them if we don't turn the ball over. Their miscues and mistakes have allowed Wilson to stay in this game.
Quarterback draw by Caddies. He's got a big gap. He's got a shot to get in the end zone, and he will for a touchdown. 2nd rush touchdown of the game for Tate Catanese, making it 33-14. And if I'm the Wolfpack,
game proven to be the difference maker in this one, and that's what the state championship team, that's what their foundation was built off, and that's really what the culture and the program here is all about, you know.
Oh, they're going to kick the extra point.
You'll get your number when it's called, but for now we got to give it to the guys who make plays, and when it's time to throw a pass, we'll throw a pass and you'll be ready.
Oh, extra point's blocked, so that's going to be no good. So blocked PAT, making it 33-14.
And right now, Wilson and do or die, certainly needing a score just to make this, once again, a 2-possession game.
Yeah, and they're running out of time. Like, there have been teams that have come back from multiple possessions in smaller amounts of time. but if you're Wilson, you need to score quickly.
Well, it starts with all three sectors of football clicking on all cylinders, too, offense, defense, and special teams. And throughout the game, it's been lopsided for Wilson. There's been a point in time where the defense has had to recover from the offense's mistakes, and the offense started to pick it up here at the end of the first half. And the special teams, really, there's been some miscues for Wilson. So really, if they can come together as a unit on all three sectors of the ball, they're going to be a solid team to reckon with in Class D. And Class D is no joke. Last year, Randolph went 10-1. Frewsburg only lost one game. They won 7 or 8. CSP was right in that mix. So was Wilson and C North. So this is going to be a solid division throughout the year.
Yeah, and Hinsdale's about to kick off. Mahar and Wolf, the two deep men, and here comes the boot. And this one's a beauty. Mahar's going to field it. And he has to jump in the air a bit to make the catch, but he's able to get it cleanly. He will get it to the 28, 29-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Lakemen, and they need to get another score on the board. So 1st and 10 for Wilson at around the 28-yard line.
And I'm not sure if it picked up in our microphones, but if you heard the horse hooves trotting along, gives you a little picture of where we are here for this game. We are out in the country.
Yep. Places like Sherman, Cattaraugus, Little Valley, Casadega, Brockton, it's all known for being country areas, as it's going to be a handoff to Mahar, and around the 35-yard line he goes. One of the guys on the stop was Anthony Sapola. So it's a 6-yard gain, 2nd down and 4. Wilson breaking the huddle. 6-yard run on 1st and 10, and Wilson looking to cut down the deficit. They were able to get it down to 8 points at one point in the game. Man set in motion. Here's a snap. It's going to be a give on a counter to Mahar, but a flag on the play, and it's going to be a loss of yardage. Where the flag was thrown, it's in the vicinity of holding.
That's definitely...
There's a face mask on the defense.
I was just about to say, yeah, it looked like got a hold of Mahar's face mask there. And that's certainly a huge boost for Wilson, as they've been stalled a couple times with the run there.
Yep.
And definitely the highlight of the game in terms of where CSP needs to work on, it's the miscues and penalties.
Yep, and with the penalty yardage, it's going to be an automatic 1st down for Wilson. And the clock's going to start running again. We're about to hit 10 minutes left in regulation. So the Lakemen, they're near Wolfpack territory once again. They're going to go 5 wide outs, trips right, 2 to the left, empty backfield. And here's a snap. Pass is going to be complete over to Dable. And Dable getting some yardage, and he gets it to about midfield. It's going to be 2nd down.
Time is the enemy, though, here for Wilson. Got to score, and you got to do it quick just to give your chance. I mean, especially in high school football, and with the way this field is, it's pretty choppy. An onside kick, you get one right bounce, you give your guys a chance to recover.
Yep, and the completion was only for 1 yard, so it's going to be 2nd down and 9. And back under center is Connor Ernest. Man set in motion. It's going to be a give to Mahar again. And a gang of CSP defenders there on the stop. And I beg your pardon, it was Wolf on the carry. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 8.
And it is week 1. You might be limited in your playbook with what you're running. You're probably just sticking to what you've done and what you're used to. But right there, easily a QB bootleg as everyone flows to the side. They're expecting the handoff. Ernest keeps that, rolls back to the other side. He's going for a while. It's just little things like that. The plays you have, you stick with, and then you branch off of fakes and other things you could do that stems from the foundation of those plays. That'll really turn you into a great team.
Ernest going to throw it long one and incomplete. Tried going about 20 yards down the field. It was intended for Drew Dable, and it's going to be 4th down. And Wilson, I believe they have to go for it here.
Certainly 4-down territory here. No point in punting this one away. I don't want to say this is the ball game, but if Wilson does not convert here, that certainly limits their chances of trying to close the gap here.
And they're going to go for it. I did see Connor Ernest, the quarterback, going into the huddle. And I like this. You're down 19. You need to convert. You need to get points, and you need to get the ball back sooner rather than later. It's going to be a trip to the left, one receiver to the right. And low snap! And it's recovered by Ernest, but he's going to get stopped right away. So a bad snap and unable to make the play. And it's going to be a turnover on downs, and the tackle was by Travis Owens for CSP. I will say, though, CSP gets a touchdown on this one. You might as well put the final nail in the coffin. This baby will be over.
That's a dagger, absolutely. As I can imagine, they're going to keep things on the ground here, bleed some of that clock.
The clock is their friend.
Just for the exclamation point on everything.
33-14 the score, 8:51 left in this ball game.
Haven't seen a lot of mix in terms of the play calling for the Wolfpack, but they've certainly balanced the screens the quarterback keeps and that sweep outside very well. A little bit of everything.
And here it's going to be a misdirection again. It's the counter play. Once again, the handoff to Austin White, but again, only maybe a 2-3 yard gain. They've run that counter misdirection a few times. So I formation here for the Wolfpack.
And if you're Coach Atlas and ahead of the Lakemen, you want to tell your guys to try and strip at that ball.
And it's Gabe Roth on the carry. He'll get stopped at around the 41, 42 yard line. It's going to make it 3rd down.
And Trent Burchanowski has certainly been the main guy taking the handoffs today. He's got 3 touchdowns, but Austin White and Gabe Roth certainly turned that backfield into a 3-headed monster. And if Burchanowski's getting stopped in games, they start to key on him. They got 2 guys that can take the ball just as well and make a play.
Yeah, just like Jacobs, Bradshaw, and Ward, the Earth, Wind, and Fire back with the Giants. As it's going to be a give on a counter here again to White, and he's down the side of the field, and he could be gone, and he is gone. A touchdown there for Austin White, found the gap, and after that, it was bye-bye Shirley. 39-14, 7.5 minutes left in this ball game, and PAT coming up.
Yeah, and just as I mentioned, I almost spoke that one into existence. White takes that one to the house, reads his blocks, didn't do anything too fancy there. Just great play design, great blocking up front, and he's able to walk in pretty much untouched into the end zone.
So Hinsdale, last couple of PATs, one he hooked wide left, the other one was blocked. Here's a snap put down, and looks like that one's good this time, and it is. So give a 40 burger for CSP, 40-14. 7.5 minutes left in this ball game, and if I'm Wilson, I just say get one more on the board to build confidence going into next week.
Absolutely. Make the score a little bit more respectable. And there were times where it seemed that Wilson was really going to make a comeback, potentially even tie this up or take the lead. Ultimately, CSP responded well to Wilson striking back.
And yeah, if you guys are hearing the wind, I meant to say it's getting a little bit breezy, but I will admit it does feel nice.
It is choppy. It feels great. And even though it is 40-14, we've still seen great football on both sides. Seen a lot of key players. Wilson, they're definitely going to come back and try to turn this around. You know, as we mentioned, Coach Atlas in his 16th year. He's built a solid program there. And it's a very young team, too. So they've got a lot to learn. A lot of guys playing their first game ever at the varsity level. As I said earlier, only 2 returners on each side of the ball. So those are some big shoes and a lot of shoes to try to fill in.
So it looks like both teams are – looked like CSP was about to go on the field, but then looks like it's going to be a quick conference, it looks like. Looks like something going on between the officials and the coaches, unless it's a water break. So while we're waiting for what's going on, Wilson's going to get out onto the field. So both teams back out as Hinsdale prepares to kick it off. And again, Mahar's going to be the deep man. Once again, though, 7.5 minutes left in this matchup here between CSP and Wilson. Wolfpack ahead 40-14 over the Lakemen. It was 14-0 after the first quarter. 2 touchdown runs by Trent Burchanovsky, and then in the second quarter, Wilson was starting to get some momentum. They forced a couple of fumbles and also a 90-yard pick six by Carter Pitlick that made it 14-6. And CSP responded with a touchdown, a run by Catanese, and then Mahar was able to get a touchdown. They converted the 2 to make it 21-14, but since then, it's been all CSP.
There's certainly a key guy. There's some key guys on Wilson's roster that are going to step up this year and make big plays. Quarterback Connor Ernest has been solid today, made some great throws, receivers not coming up with it every time. Carter Pitlick has been sensational on all sides, offense, defense, and special teams. And even the running back, Jack Mahar, has had trouble with his blocking up front, but he's still been able to find lanes here and there, and that's a solid 3-headed monster again on offense for the Lakemen that we will certainly be seeing for the remainder of the season.
So 7:26 left in the ball game, 40-14 the score. And Wilson, they're going to be inside their 20-yard line. And Wilson getting ready for the next play as Connor Ernest getting back up to give the signal. So 1st and 10 for the Lakemen. And Ernest will be under center. It's an I formation. And it's going to be a give to Mahar. And minimal yardage on the run. So it's going to be 2nd down. And the way this is looking, though, looks like it's an official timeout.
I think Wilson's going to start subbing some other guys in, let them get some reps.
Yep. And with that, I believe we're going to stay here on the action. It looks like, I believe, it was either an official timeout for, someone got hurt, or someone was injured. Someone was walking off the field with a little bit of a limp. But it's going to be 2nd down and 9 for Wilson. And it looks like what they were doing, though, also is taking their time with the play call so they can possibly burn some of the clock, get another score, and avoid giving up another one for CSP. So both teams back out on the field. Deep receiver on the opposite end is Mercurio. And the clock's going to start running again. Man set in motion, and it's going to be a handoff here. Looked like it was to Wolf. And again, very minimal yardage. So just a 2-yard gain on the run. 3rd down and 7. Less than 7 minutes left.
And don't forget tonight, everyone listening, Norm and I and the rest of the fantastic WNY Athletics crew are going to make the quick journey over to Salamanca tonight for for a non-league matchup. That game starts at 7 p.m.
Yeah, Colin, you and I both will be on the call for that as well. And even though it's a non-leaguer, I'm anticipating a good matchup as Ernest throws one deep, and that's going to be caught. And a fumble on the play, but it looks like Wilson. No, ball's still loose. There's a scrum for it. We'll have to see. It's CSP's ball.
And that certainly was a catch and a fumble. The rule for that is if you retain possession of the ball, you take 2 steps and make a football move up the field, which number 4, that is Drew Dable, certainly did. Made a football move upfield, 2 steps, and got that one swiped out from underneath him. So that's another turnover. It's been a battle of turnovers, certainly. And
yeah, turnovers has been a little sloppy. And it looks like we're going to have a backup quarterback in, I believe, unless it's just an offensive substitution for CSP. Yeah, from what I saw, it was indeed number 9, Devin Johnson.
No, excuse me.
Losandro. It's going to be Lucas Losandro. He is on the roster as a quarterback, and he's also a tight end and a linebacker. So, you know what? Not a bad idea. Give him some reps. But it looks like a timeout's going to be called by CSP. We'll take a break ourselves. 6:15 left in this matchup here. Stick around for this game between CSP and Wilson right here on WNY Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
And welcome back, everyone. 6:15 in the fourth quarter. Ernest was able to complete a solid pass there to his target, Drew Dable, resulted in a turnover on the fumble. And now we have a backup quarterback, Lucas Losandro, number 32, getting some reps as the lead has been stretched, and they're just trying to get some other guys to fill in at other positions.
Yeah, and the handoff was to Bryce Posker, number 42. He's a running back, also plays linebacker. From looking at him, he's only a junior, so he still has another year of CSP football. And Losandro, he is a senior. But again, Losandro, he also plays tight end and linebacker. And it was a 1-yard loss on the run by Posker.
And this is sort of that stage in the game where you don't want to take your guys out just too quick because that seems disrespectful to the other team. But maybe you switch guys around positions a little bit. It's sort of an experimental stage. You know, we got a tight end playing quarterback now. Maybe move some guys around and see what else they can do just in case anything disastrous happens and you need someone to fill in shoes at another spot.
Yep, and that run was by Trent Phelps, number 6. It was a gain of 3, making it a 3rd down and 8. And Phelps, like Losandro, he is a senior. CSP does have a large roster, even though they've got, from what I see, looks like it's roughly 10 seniors. They've got quite a few juniors and sophomores on the team as well, so still a fairly young team. As it's going to be a 3rd down and 8 for the Wolfpack. Losandro under center. It's going to be a toss. And looking for some space and getting minimal yardage. That's Phelps again. And looks like they're going to punt the ball here.
And that's certainly a smart decision there. Wilson's offense will have one more opportunity, it looks like, to make this game a little more respectable in terms of the score.
Yeah, end it with a touchdown and keep the heads high, end it on a high note, and be like, hey, we were able to stay in the game for most of it, but there's still a lot of football left in the season, too.
And this Wilson team certainly is talented.
Oh, they are.
But experience plays a huge factor into it, too. Once they get a little more settled into the varsity environment, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
A punt with a lot of topspin on it, and it gets down by CSP. And I got to say, though, even in spite of the score, their quarterback, Connor Ernest, his throws have looked really good. They really have.
And don't forget, he's making his first career high school start, too. Played at the JV level last year, was moved up. And, yeah, he's been putting them on the money for the most part. Some of his receivers might have been a little too much extra mustard on him, but that's what you got to do to get it through in tight windows. And really, it's an impressive game overall, and I think he has a lot of promise moving forward.
Yeah, and Mahar's been really good, too. And honestly, I got to say their bright star of the game, though, was Pitlick.
Absolutely. Just in all parts of the game.
Yeah, he had the pick six. He had several tackles. He was all over the field. He was like a maniac off a leash.
They're just going to have to start putting him in athlete, no one set position.
Utility guy, wherever he needed play. Connor Ernest in the shotgun formation, fakes the handoff, going downfield again, and incomplete. Pass was intended for Georgial. And that one, Ernest nearly threaded the needle on that one.
Yeah, great throw. The only problem with Georgial there, I think he saw the backers coming across. There were people ready to light him up and put him on the ground, and that's one of the hardest parts about playing receiver is having the mental toughness crossing the middle, knowing you're going to get hit, but still trying to make a catch and hold on.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Lakemen. And again, Connor Ernest is going to look. Oh, he's going to be under center. Mahar the single back. There's 2 wideouts. And it's going to be a play-action fake, looking outside the pocket, throwing to the middle of the field, and incomplete. Dangerously close to being an interception, but luckily it was low enough to where it could hit the ground. Pass was intended for Ensminger. So 3rd and 10 coming up for Wilson. So getting the play is Ernest. Even if you don't get another score, if you can get a decent drive going, get 2-3 first downs, just something good.
Certainly end the game on the positive note, and there's going to be a lot to draw from the film for each team. You know, Wilson's going to look back and say our offense needs to pick up the pace when our defense is doing everything for us. There's going to be things on defense for Wilson that they didn't adjust to that they need to do a better job of.
The pass was complete. It looked like it was to John Ernest. It will be 4th down.
And for CSP, it's really the little things that need to be fixed. Nothing too major, just pre-snap penalties, the mental errors, and also just the miscues. You know, those are going to happen. You're going to have those every game, but they responded well, and really an impressive statement win for the Wolfpack.
And they're going for it on 4th down, and the pass was too high. They were running a wheel route. It was intended for Dable, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. A little more than 3 minutes left in this matchup, and CSP with the ball back. And there is something, though, about like when it comes to etiquette about running the score up, but when you put the backups in, they're going to be playing hard because they want to either punch one in the end zone or score a basket or two or get a base hit if you don't play much. They're going to play hard, and it's the defense's job to stop them.
Absolutely. If you're the 2nd or 3rd guy in the depth chart, you don't get that many opportunities. So when your number or name is called, you go make the most of it. I don't blame them at all if they score here, but that also depends on who's in. And it looks like right now we got some guys substituting in, not some of the typical ones you see.
Yeah, the last series it was Lysandro that was under center, and it looks like it will remain the same, and it is.
Carter Brink and Dylan Michael are the wideouts for the Wolfpack.
They are in it's a bad snap, but Lysandro able to fall on it.
And Bryce Posker is the tailback now.
Yeah, they used Posker. They've also had Trent Phelps get a couple carries, too.
And when you have that many guys that can run the ball, the defense is really not going to know what to expect.
So it's going to be 2nd down, and it looked like it did lose a couple of yards. Unless if it was right at the line of scrimmage. CSP breaks the huddle. We're about to have 2.5 minutes left. Lysandro again under center, and it's going to be a give. Then the handoff was to Posker again. It's going to be third down as we're about to hit the 2-minute mark. It was a 1-yard gain. It's going to be third down and 9. Less than 2 minutes left in this matchup, and looks like CSP just taking their time to run the play or possibly just accept a delay of game.
I think they're just taking their time, trying to bleed this out. With this and an additional play, if they don't get it here on third down, that game's pretty much going to be over. There's going to be some change left on the clock, but not too much. Wilson might have time to run 1 or 2 more plays.
Lissandro's just going to give it off, and it is to Phelps. Phelps got a solid amount of yardage. He is ruled down, so it's going to be fourth down. And it turns out that run was for no gain, so it was 3rd and 10, so there was a bit of an issue with the spot. It was a 4-yard run, so it's going to be 4th down and 6 with 1 minute and 10 seconds left.
And Norm, I know you didn't hear me say it last night because you were over in Erie, PA, but doesn't the air just feel better? The air quality in general. Football is back. It's crisp. It's fall. And I've been looking forward to this ever since the Super Bowl ended and even the NBA Finals ended. It's finally things are starting to pick up in the sports world again, and I don't have to keep looking at my phone, the ESPN schedule, to see when stuff is back, because it is back.
It's going to be 4th down 6. It's going to be a give once again and trying to get some room, and looked like the ball was loose, and it is a fumble.
I think the Wolfpack are going to retain possession and pick up a first down, it seems.
And it's going to be enough for a first down. What they can do now is just pretty much kneel it or let the clock run.
And I think they're going to do that. The sportsmanship-like play, let this clock wind down. Statement win for the Wolfpack. Some things to clean up on the side of the Lake men, but nonetheless, great game. Great way to open things here on this Saturday afternoon. And we're gonna see these teams again likely, and I would assume we'll see them late in October, early in November making a statement in Class D.
Yep, and with that, Colin, that's going to be the end of this matchup here between CSP and Wilson. Your final score, the Wolfpack 40 and the Wilson Lakemen 14. One of many games going on tonight. Colin and I will also be on the air later this evening with the Salamanca Warriors taking on the Randolph Cardinals. And with that, on behalf of WNY Flex, along with Colin Wood, Jeremy Becker, and Alex Colsty, I'm Norm Rodriguez saying you've been watching this matchup between CSP and Wilson right here on WNY Athletics.